No more bad government in Nigeria. And that was the only media that have been consistent speaking against bad government.
This is very important. This video is going to make you laugh. So just sit, relax, and watch this video.
The Edo State 2025 appropriation bill of 605 billion 76 million 76. Let me take it again. 506 billion. 605 billion, sorry, 776 billion, sorry, it's confusing me. Okay,
Order in the house, please. Mr. Speaker must be held in silence, please.
605 billion and details of the budget proposal for your consideration and approval. Thank you for your kind consideration.
The governor of Edo State said he's confused by that figure, and this is a funny thing. The more reasons why we are telling you that there are some people that need to be far away from leadership, no matter how it is. If you really went through the school system, there's nothing stopping you from being able to read and write. And these are the people that we find at the corridor of power. I'm telling you, so many things that this man should be doing be done by Oshomole, Shuaibu and co. He's just an extension in government. This is likely to be a disgrace for Edo State and those that voted the APC in Edo State. Look at Ebonyi State. Look at Umahi. What Umahi is doing in Ebonyi State. A stooge, Mwifuru, the governor of Ebonyi State, is an extension of Umahi. The father married 19 wives. The father of the governor married 19 wives and gave birth to 108 children. So he became a governor and he carved a kingdom for his father. His father is now a traditional ruler because he is the governor. He created a kingdom for. These are the kind of people we have as leaders in the country. Just a governor that cannot pronounce the budgetary provisions. How did he become a senator? When we tell you that this system brings out the worst in us, the worst amongst us. He might perform more than Obaseki, but that is not the best that Edo State can offer. I know many people who are from Edo State. I know what qualification they have. They are much more qualified to become governors and turn the state around, rather than these political charlatans. I don't care whether you are telling me school is scam or he must not be able to read and write before anything. For the fact that that is the standard and he didn't meet that standard, he must be an agbero. The more reasons why you see people like MC Oloma elevated are both PhD holders. The reasons why you see education is dwindling in Nigeria. Somebody studies computer engineering cannot engineer anything. Ordinary person that went to computer village and spent 3 to 4 years is doing wonders. Who is somebody who studied mechanical engineering cannot use his certificate for anything meaningful. He needs to go back and learn from a mechanic, a roadside mechanic.
2025 budget to the State's House of Assembly on Tuesday struggled with his delivery of the budget's numerical value, eliciting a wave of reactions. Let's take a look.
The Edo State 2025 appropriation bill of 605 billion 76 million 76. Let me take it again. 506 billion, 605 billion, sorry, 776 billion, sorry, it's confusing me. Okay, since
Order in the House, please. Mr. Speaker must be held in silence, please.
605 billion and details of the budget proposal for your consideration and approval. Thank you for your kind consideration.
All right, this is the #1 trending video in Nigeria at this moment. I mean, we were getting reactions on social media. Some people were saying, was he doctored? Some people said, this is the wrong video. It's not true. It's not doctored. But you know what? The Edo State Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Jared Tenabe, tried to rationalize the inability of the state governor to accurately read out the budget figures he presented to the Edo State House of Assembly. Well, here's what he had to say.
Social media has been agog with the governor, our governor, budget presentation about a mistake on 650 billion and the rest of it all. It's a normal thing. Zuma made such mistakes, and a lot of people make such mistakes. I don't know figures. You see, that is how to know original and innocent people. Monday is not a thief, so he's not familiar with figures. So anybody who wants to talk and continue to talk is nonsense. He's the governor of the state, and he's the governor of the state. He's performing, and he's performing, and he'll continue to perform. And anybody who does not like his face should go to hell and burn to ashes. And innocent people. Obaseki will not make such mistakes because he has stolen billions before. Aswa Godalo will not make such mistakes because he has stolen billions before. Monday is not a thief, so he's not familiar with figures. So anybody who wants to talk and continue to talk is nonsense. He's the governor of the state, and he's the governor of the state. He's performing, and he's performing, and he'll continue to perform. And anybody who does not like his face should go to hell and burn to ashes. Period. And thank you.
My people, now this man video na it trigger me, not be Okpebholo video. And this man video trigger me. How can a state chairman of APC speak like this, like a tout, like Agberu? Very sad. Very, very sad. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. I'd like us to move on. Let's listen to this.
Anybody
Are you agreeing?
that does not like my governor,
really?
Monday Okpebholo's
Really?
face
Well,
should go to hell.
Okay. Well, he's saying that the governor is not a thief. That's why he,
that's why.
that's why he was
why.
not able to. Let me just take a reaction from
Yes.
Anthony. Anthony wrote, after watching Jared Tenabe, the acting chairman of the APC, attempt to justify incompetence with a nonsensical narrative, I couldn't help but shake my head in disbelief. How can someone in his position offer such an absurd defense for failures that are glaring to everyone? His attempt to mask incompetence with empty rhetoric is nothing short of insulting. I found myself asking once again, when and how did we get here? The people of Edo deserve better than this. We deserve leaders who are not just capable, but also accountable. It's a shame to see how low the bar has been set. It's moments like this that truly make you reflect on the state of our politics. We're led by people who think they can fool the public with empty words, all while the real issues go unaddressed. This is not the leadership Edo State deserves, and it's time for change, and we are counting on the judiciary to do the needful. I mean, there's been so much confusion online. I mean, even Reno Mockery pulled up, a video where, I don't know, the governor appeared to have serious propaganda. We have played the video here. It was not doctored. Here is Reno Mockery with that video saying that the original video of Edo State governor before it was doctored. Absolutely. I'll just take one more. reaction. This person said, the Edo State governor has difficulties reading numbers. They should have written the amount in words for him. His handlers have done him a huge disservice. This does not in any way determine how well he will govern the state. Rufy, on fire.
Me? Okay.
Yes.
You know me, I'm an interested party.
Yes, sir.
It was me that asked for interview. In case you know, it was me that asked for interview that they said I should go and bring $1 million. So.
Right.
And I'm not surprised that Jared Tenebe will say that it's because he doesn't steal money. This was the same Jared Tenebe that said Edo people, they are not washing our rice because they don't have money to subscribe for their DS TV. So I'm not surprised. But it speaks volumes. When we asked for debates, people thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
And people started supporting them. For me, it was not about any support for any political party. It was about interrogating who the person is. See, there are many things that is tied to a leader. Apart from political adulation and all of that, the person, the self. Why do we still talk about the likes of the Mobafemi Awolowo? Because they were leaders. They had embodiments. You can't make mistakes like this. Even the former governor of the state, an investment bank, cannot make mistakes like this. Even the opposition, Aswe Godalo, cannot make mistakes like this. But when we treat leaders or the leadership recruitment system, when it's flawed, and you see things like this, and you're wondering what is going on in the country. What is going on in the country? But for all the people that support these politicians, I ask them, can you make this politician your daughter's school teacher?
As long as he's not a thief.
So if you cannot, I let this person teach your daughter in school.
No problem.
Then you want them to hold a position. Right. And those people that were trying to push propaganda, the video they were trying to parade that he read it well in some places is different from that particular number I stuttered on.
Exactly.
And that's why we are saying debates, please come. I want to also now reiterate my offer. Dear Governor of Edo State, nothing, no animals. We want you to succeed. Yeah. Come to this platform for interview.
All right.
Let's talk. Let's talk about your plans and policies.
I know you want to say that. But I want to pull up the picture of the day, and it is the T-shirt that Edo people are selling right now. Can we pull up that T-shirt really quickly?
Christmas T-shirt.
Christmas T-shirt. It says, made in Edo, it's confusing me. Dr. Vase Ayo, quickly, before Dr. Vase.
Should I go first so that you can wrap up the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, I mean, to be honest, I think Mr. Tenebe did a worse job or made the situation worse by coming out to give that statement. In fact, the other one where they were trying to tell people that that was a wrong video was even at an attempt to spin. But him coming out to say that it's because he cannot read figures like that because he doesn't steal. Yeah. Does it mean that... So I wanted to make an attempt to read the figures, but so I don't say I'm stealing. Let me not read the figures. Because, I mean, in business meetings, if you've been in boardrooms or you handled such sums of money, it shouldn't be a big deal for you. On the other hand, a more intelligent argument for you might have been that everybody makes mistakes. People can make you're not born an orator. Some people are not great public speakers. And so if you get in front of an audience, if you are presenting such an important document to the people of Edo State, you might have gotten a bit nervous because of the passion you wanted to exude and you missed the numbers. Simple way of correcting situations, not making people feel as if you are stupid or taking the people that are listening to you for fools. In fact, Rolake Akinkungbefilani, when we're having the conversation, gave a very good reason why this could have happened. He might be dyslexic. Yeah. He might have reading challenges, and there's nothing wrong with it.
With that.
President Zuma of South Africa made a lot of blunders when he was speaking. In fact, we all know in the beginning, we all joked about it. So there's nothing, we're not expecting perfection. But what we're asking is that let the people know the truth. If the man made a mistake, he's not infallible. He's human. But the other part of it is, again, competence. And the fact that we had said it, because during the campaign season, it was a matter that was raised a number of times that he cannot read the document. And so this almost seemed like a proof of that. But just to say that there are better ways of managing situations like this rather than coming to insult the intelligence of people who are watching.
Well, I sympathize with the people of Edo State. The state that produced Professor Ambrose Ali, the state that produced my former teacher, Professor Osareme Osumbo, has now produced an individual who cannot even pronounce 650 million. Or is it a billion? Billion. 650 billion. Finding it very difficult. I don't understand this argument about his being dyslexic and all of that.
It could be dyslexic. I'm sure.
Well, that has to be medically proven. I think that what we are suspecting here is a question of what those people ordered and what they were given. You know, they do this thing on social media. Yeah. What I ordered, what I got. This is a state that has Asio Ighodalo, who has been chairman of a bank, who knows about numbers, who knows about law, you know, who will have pronounced very well. Yeah. Now, democracy throws up its own tricks. This is what those state people, this is what they say they have ordered. Let them live with it for the next 4 years. That's number one. Number two, the gentleman called Tenebe, Jared Tenebe. I hope he realizes that what he has done is just to put himself in the line of defamation. Because he was saying that Obaseki is because he stole money. If he were the one, he would have been able to pronounce the figure as a thief. Now, he will have to provide that proof if Godwin Obaseki decides to go after him. He also went further to say, well, maybe Asio Ighodalo, who is a thief, would have been able to pronounce the figure because he's also used to billions. Asio Ighodalo is a lawyer.
Exactly. If na maybe Asio Ighodalo, I go sue that tout. If na maybe Asio Ighodalo, that tout so we call himself APC chairman, I go sue him. People where they clap for him. Might see what want happen for court for defending my name. Since at the moment now, defamation ain't the reign for Nigeria. Let everybody embrace it. People like us, when they talk, we they listen to ourselves. You can never, 12 years of my time in media, you can't see me speak anyhow. I work with third parties. Then I put my own analyzation. You say, yes, Asio Ighodalo is a thief. He thief billions. Obaseki is a thief. He thief. Let's assume Obaseki. I don't know whether I go prove that one, whether I go swam. No, say these people, when they have cockroach in their cupboard, you know, they are before they come out. Like we told Obaseki to probe Oshomole, he did not. Because at the end of the day, Oshomole and the people came out that time saying, Obaseki cannot dare to probe me. Then we started putting pressure on Obaseki. Obaseki promised 3 times that he could not do it. So later on, I come to hear Wuru say, if Obaseki try to probe Oshomole, you know, Obaseki leg could come out as well because it was part of Oshomole's government. Now, so everything end. Obaseki later responded by building labor house and name it Oshomole. Now, what it answers with that was his problem. Even Okpebholo one at the platform says they probe Obaseki. So all of them, they play. When I tell you that all these people in group, all of them are satanic. Some of you will be asking me, what do you mean by satanic? You continue to ask your ancestors why I labeled all of them since day one to date. All are satanic. All of them. Normally, that tout, APC chairman, should be used as an example in Edo State. Terebe or whatever his name is. It should be used as an example. I will be Telebe, I don't know who it be. You get the way everybody take day. All of them are some position. I believe so. I done better parts of people. But you get the way everybody don't take day. And una know who know. In fact, if I swear no sue Telebe, if not Telebe, the APC chairman of Edo State, me go use this platform to deal with us seriously. You shall be me play no, me friendship of play make it not spoil. Forget. It's not even the blabbing from the Edo State governor is the issue right now. For Telebo Ikpebholo to come out, Ikpebholo came out to insult everybody that poured out their concerns over the statements or over the blabbing of our governor. It's a normal thing. Anybody can make mistake. You coming out to accept your mistake is the most important thing. Say, okay, I've made this mistake. My people, I apologize. Let's move on. People will even love you more. Yes, you coming out like a tout, Agberu.
and he's an educated man, he may well decide to ask the APC chairman of Edo State to come and prove it that he has stolen money. That's why he will be able to pronounce billions, and to show him where he had pronounced billions before.
Right.
The third point is that, look, this is the point we make about leadership recruitment. One of the biggest problems with Nigerian democracy is leadership recruitment. Why is it that it's people who have godfathers, people who have money, people who have subservient, Division 3 personalities are the ones who get to important positions. We will sit here one day in this country, a tout will be appointed a minister of the Federal Republic. And all of us, which tout? Don't identify. No, please.
We've had tout.
No, please don't mention names. Don't mention names.
That said they were motor parks before
as ministers.
But don't mention names.
They're already there now.
So
leadership with motor park origin.
Leadership
ministers in this country.
Leadership recruitment process. It is not for.
Mr. Abati, I support Rufai. We already have touts in big cities in Nigeria. We have touts. What about that? If na senator or rep, we slap that taxi man. What do you call that? Is that not a tout? We beat the taxi man. They can't threaten the taxi man. May come apologize to the same person we oppress him. I don't want to they mention their names. You know many of the way don't be tout, way don't rule as governor for Nigeria. So, Mr. Abati, you are not far from the truth now. You are not far from the truth.
Something that in a place like the UK, they will say, oh, this person went to Oxford, this person went to. They will study you carefully. But yeah, we just throw up all kinds of characters.
All right.
Finally, what's his name? Okpebholo. The drama around him was enacted during the presentation of the appropriation bill for 2025 in Edo State. I think the bigger challenge is for the people of Edo State to take a look at that budget, which is 3 times the last budget that was presented by Obaseki, and to make sure that that is a budget that will serve the interest of the people. If the governor himself cannot even pronounce the numbers, what is he going to manage?
Let me bring some balance, Dr. Abati. Let me bring some balance here. Okay. At the end of the day, in the end, the governor presented the budget with ease. He titled the appropriation bill, "The Budget of Renewed Hope for a Rising Edo." Well, during his presentation, he noted that the proposed budget, estimated at 605 billion naira, reflects a 25% increase from the 2024 budget. Let's take a look.
Mr. Speaker, the proposed budget size for 2025 fiscal year is 605 billion. This is 25% increase from the 2024 budget. 35% of this sum, amounting to 223 billion, will be deducted for recurrent expenditure, which the remaining 381 billion, which represents 65%, will go into capital projects. Road infrastructure. It is our plan to make a huge difference in the road sector. Therefore, we have appropriated 162 billion for road development across the state. We are aware of the importance of connecting communities with motorable roads for a rapid economic growth.
Well, Ayo here, he was able to read out those numbers, so it may not be dyslexia after all, would it?
All right. Numbers he read out.
Well, that I guess he even. Some people said he dropped the 0.7 in the 605, but we don't. I mean, he was able to read out some numbers. But some of his supporters have hailed him as well. They have. They really have. Last week.
Okay, I'll take that out right now. I need to move on. But meanwhile, when I see all these billion with the they mention just now, now so about like your billion, 4 years can't complete. It can't continue the billion, 8 years can't complete. Satanic Obaseki, we don't see what he use the billion do. Oshomole billion. He stay for 8 years. Satanic Oshomole, we don't see what he use the billion do. Now so look Ojubole, Lucky Benedion. Now so he billion. Listen, guys. This billion where they've cut their tongue for so is not in your own favor. is for their own favor. The sad part of it is that they will not come on air to tell you that out of that billion, how many billion they go for godfathers? They go for people who put out for position and all that. They can't tell you that one. But now inside the same billion where they tell you, say that they present for budget or whatever, now inside, they could still carry the billion where they want to give their godfathers and all that. We have a long way to go. But meanwhile, a lot of people have responded to this. I would like us to take from here. Help us to share and like this broadcast. Thank you.
Our governor of Edo State, Obosat, he say a lot of people, they say he don't know book. Say he don't know how to do things. Say so he won't give us the budget for 2025. How much Edo State won't spend for 2025. So now, our governor, he did the House of Rep to tell us how much he won't spend for 2025. So our governor, I beg, tell us how much we want to spend for 2025. I beg. You say now how much?
The Edo State 2025 appropriation bill of 6 billion.
6 billion.
605 billion.
605 billion. That's 6 billion. 605 billion.
76 million.
76 million.
76. Let me take it again.
Take it again. Cool down.
6 billion.
Oh, 506 billion.
605 billion, sorry.
Oh.
776 billion.
700.
Sorry.
Okay. That means sorry even did the money. Sorry did the money. Now he talks. It's confusing him. That is, it's confusing him. It's in the money. It's confusing him.
Okay. 6.
Fast now. Read this thing for the wait. 6.
Order in the house, please. Mr. Speaker must be held in silence, please.
Yes. Hello.
605 billion.
605 billion.
And details of the budget.
And details of the budget. I can billions now. I can billions. They end your money where you want to use for budget. Don't say thank you. You dey see, huh? You dey see somebody where they remove put. Oshomole, you dey see who you bring on? Akpabio promise. Akpabio read money. Now I confused. Now I say this money is too much. Oh. This one say the money is confusing me. People were supposed to do agbero work along. And then just no, according to put for post. APC waiting Nigeria do now. Senate President Odoyo. Edo State Governor Madiga Bukbugari to come money. Only you want to know right budget to now you know if you pronounce what you write here. That means no Shomole ever write this thing now. And no Shomole no ever as you say, oh boy, I like this so now even sorry they day money, then billions they end money. No kobo, no naira, no thousand. Governor. What did they tell me so you know go school? I've seen a play. Listen and waiting. This is a disgrace. Nigeria instead of made they go front, they go back. See governor of a full state we get how many million people? Those state population we get 4.something million. You say they not fit bring person we get brain. They go bring governor we not fit pronounce budget. Waiting want to 2025. And some of them will say, oh, anybody can make the mistake. Not be anybody can make the mistake. If now so the teacher where they teach you will make the mistake. As far as you want to lead people over 4.something million people, your brain supposed spark. Your brain supposed they way. Where they tell me say the guy no do your sister facing a lie until work or see even sorry they money and billions they end Nigerian money. No thousand, no naira, no 100, no kobo. I'm like
Edo State's governor is being dragged right now, and it is serious dragging. Nigerians are really dragging him because of the video I posted earlier where he was not able to pronounce 605 billion naira when he was, presenting the appropriation budget of 2025. What exactly is the problem here? I have seen this man speak well. I have seen him speak not too well. I have seen him not being able to put his thoughts together. And this was something I said, before the elections, that what exactly is going on. Even on the day of election, the following day when he was declared the winner, it was Adams Oshiomhole that was speaking for him. What exactly is going on here? This is a position that you constantly have to talk. This is a position that you constantly have to talk. I remember when Rufai Oseni was inviting him and other, candidates to come to Arise News and speak, and, he declined. There have been a lot of speculations as regards his public speaking. And the thing is, I have seen him in action ever since he became the governor. I have seen him go to the field. I think he's very good when it comes to the field work and all of those things. But he's not really good with public speaking. You don't have to lie. This is something we can see over and over again. And when his video is trending where he's not able to speak very good English or not being able, you will see another video, trending, trying to cover all of those things. But this guy cannot speak. This guy cannot speak. Now we can see his videos over and over again. So how do you talk to investors as a governor? How do you speak to investors to come and invest in your state if you cannot? It has to do with public speaking. You for no cuckoo contest. You for just sit down in the background, maybe they give you one commission a day for field they work. You have to talk as a governor of a state. You need to hold stakeholder meetings. You need to speak to investors. You need to give updates to the people. So waiting to happen. If he cannot even defend the budget, he could not even pronounce the numbers. What exactly is going on?
Very sad. Very, very sad. I'd like us to have some diversion right now. Let's go on. Sorry, guys. Let's go on Dele Farotimi. As you all know, that Dele Farotimi has been remanded. He's still there. The next hearing is on the 20th of December in court. So a lot of people have reacted to all these things. I have other videos here that I'd like to quickly present to you guys so we can take it from here. Guys, help us to share. Help us to no, please. I can't take any call right now. Please bear with us, guys. Please. You are disrupting the meeting right now. Please bear with me. When it's time to start taking calls, I'll take your call. But meanwhile, yeah, Dele Farotimi is still right there. By God's grace, we'll continue to talk about Dele Farotimi on this platform every single day. If we cannot talk about it, we'll showcase it for you guys. Let's listen to this first.
So you diverse say Peter Obi go see Gaffe Babalola, which of course is not supposed to be a surprise to you. You not get who that man not they go see. But man assume say it shock you, you can't invest. Now me, my picture, you can't put for front for your vest. Why you not put your picture? Why not my picture, my video? You can't say they compare Peter Obi. You can't put up front. Make them focus me now. Hey, be like say me self the vest. I tell you say the vest for the man. He not get where see that man want to wear me one vest. Put all of you saying that he went to apologize to Gaffe Babalola. Where you there? Was your scrotum sitting on the chair close to him? Did you hear the conversation? Or so worried just talk and I just believe? You don't know so worried don't like Peter Obi. For some weird reasons he prefers any other demon to Peter Obi. You don't know. Anyways, that will not be the issue because not everybody they like sugar. You now we can go use my picture. They do all this momo comparison. What do you take on me? Even say wahala. More than stop and more. You know say if you don't reach Peter Obi matter, me and anybody feel quarrel for this life. I beg, I join and stake. Hey, obedience. Come on now, you should know better. The girl who Peter Obi not a visit. Peter Obi has never had the attitude of obedience. He is blunt, angry, and never ready for anything. He is blunt, angry, and strategic, which sometimes does not align with what we want. Now, once they do us with the do, ain't go talk you, we'll talk around. At the end, we'll meet for the same junction. If they do you on the go, we don't know where they go, but we know where they go. So why are you angry on our behalf? Now we don't be obedient. Who could they kill now? We complain, give you now. Oswald, no matter. Please, don't use me for such comparison subsequently. I'm not there. See my happy, not there inside. I'm comparing a rich, peaceful man to an angry, poor woman. I make all different. They use jazz for now. Come on, time for your head. Because obedience don't think like that. And for Gaffe Babalola, be aware that this injustice will not last forever. Because you not be God.
District Court sitting in Ado-Ekiti has adjourned till December 20 to decide the bail application brought before it by the council to human rights activist Dele Farotimi. The activist is standing trial on a 14-count defamation suit brought before him by a senior legal practitioner, Gaffe Babalola. Dele Farotimi pleaded not guilty to the charges. He was brought to the magistrate court on Tuesday morning by operatives of the Rapid Response Squad of the Nigerian Police and officials from the Nigerian Correctional Service. There were legal fireworks in the courtroom after counsel to Gaffe Owoseni Ajayi and counsel to defendant Adeyinka Olumide Fushika SAN argued on the bail application submitted by Dele Farotimi. A mild drama then ensued between the supporters of Gaffe and Dele Farotimi outside the court when the supporters confronted themselves verbally.
In a country where there is law and order, all the things that were written in the book by Mr. Dele Farotimi are the things that are playing out in this course. I've been here personally. I was here when another charge was served, again in the prison, and again and again and again. Nobody is above the law. If this is a civil case, why is it happening like this? Why is this happening? You are telling us that the government is under one man, which is the same man that is in question.
Has already made a pronouncement of bail. It is expected that that particular bail should have been granted to him at the magistrate court. This was actually what His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi, who was exploring all options to make sure that this particular case has been put to rest. You remember that he tried as much as possible to reach out to major persons than to be given this particular bail, so that the issues can be trashed in the position of court later. As Democrats and respecters of the law, we will respect the position of the case and at the same time present ourselves in the court of law at the next proceedings. But it is expected that this particular case is a bailable offense, especially in the magistrate court, so that we can be given a bail, so that we will not escalate this particular matter unnecessarily.
The original charge was amended, and the new charge was read to the defendant. And thereafter, the application for bail was argued. So, and the ruling adjourned to 28th of December this year. So that is the proceeding in the court today in summary. And we wait for the ruling of the court. We wait for the ruling of the court on the 28th of December. So thereafter, they will take dates for hearing of the matter.
It's done by my husband. All this way system. My dear husband died during the COVID. He was gone. He has children. I am not part of that business. But he had children. They were all over the world. They came together to Abuja to assess what I has done. They tried to put things together. And during this period, the system, there is no system in Abuja, no structure. Different governors were coming and going with different policies, different culture, different policies. Now, the man I singled out is Mohammed Musa. This period, he now said people should come and pay. People should now pay and regularize their process. And the process was regular. They were trying to regularize and said everybody should pay. I have the documents with me here. The children went and paid 10 million to regularize, to start regularization. During the period of regularization, they went back to them and said, we paid 10 million. Okay, give us receipt. They said, oh, the system, we are not ready yet. Which we understood. The structural system, the system itself was not in position. So, El-Rufai came. The same problem. And then, finally, they said, oh, that area, the houses there were not in the system. So they had to survey. The children paid for the survey. It is here. They paid for the survey and it was paid. And they paid for the system and continue to ask, when are we going to pay? And where is our receipt? Finally, they gave them receipts for the 10 million paid. Now, What do we do next? The next thing, every time they say, oh, the file is with the minister. The file is with the minister. The file is with the minister. Then Wike came. Wike, the next thing, on the 22nd of November, Wike said they quit notice. The children were surprised. And as a journalist, I could not imagine it. Then the next, insisting, Wike sent another notice. I think this was on the 9th of November. That they should quit. That they are now staying and illegal, they are not staying in there illegally. The first time they said the houses were dilapidated. If the houses were dilapidated, you go there today, there are Lebanese there, there are Italians there. All those who work on the sewage, they are all still there.
Madam.
The ordinary workers are there.
Madam.
Yes,
Madam,
yes.
I asked you.
Yes.
Yeah, we understand the background. But what do you want? What are your prayers?
Yes.
When anybody goes to court, anywhere, you will state specifically, this is what I want. What do you want?
Yes. Yes. What I want is that my husband's legacy, his company should be left. We are prepared to pay this money, whatever it is they say we should pay. The children will put themselves together and pay right now as I'm talking, because it will be a waste of Paul Okpebholo's life. He didn't bring any money home. The only thing he has is this camp that bears his name. He has no money. And the other thing that hurts me is that what Wike sent this money, after withdrawing, he sent it to his own company that is manned and run by Chindai.
Do you have proof for that?
I got this.
Do you have proof for that, ma?
Yes, please.
Where's your proof?
I have the proof. I am a journalist.
Where's your proof?
And I tell you,
Where's your
if
proof,
you find
ma?
me one thing, put me into prison.
No, I want your proof.
Put me into prison.
No, I just want your
what I'm
proof
saying.
that Wike now channeled it to his own company. I just want your proof. Where's your proof?
As a true Nigerian who has labored for this country and given my contribution, I swear with my blood.
Okay, you swear with
I
your
swear
blood.
with my blood. Chinda. Yes.
But we want a real
and
proof.
this is what is making me angry.
Ma, swearing with your blood will not cut it in court. Swearing with your blood is not a tenable proof in court. We want a tenable proof that Wike owns that company that you are attaching to him.
I went to CAC,
yes,
and I have the record with me.
And Wike's name is
now,
there.
and I can give you now.
Okay, can you put it, please just put it up, and Wike's name is there.
Chinda.
Because Chinda is there, it doesn't mean Wike's name is there. It doesn't mean Wike's name is there. If you see Chinda, did you see Wike's name as part of the directors in the company? If you saw Chinda there, it doesn't mean Wike's name is there. So you can't say it's Wike. I just want to clarify because we're on the air.
Chinda, yes, we're on the air. Chinda is a man, a three-time rep member.
Rep member, I get
Three
you.
times.
I get you, ma. But
how can you look at the? You can say.
Hang on, ma. I get you. They might have political affiliation, but as long as Wike's name is not there, you cannot say it's a company that he owns. He's not a part of the director on the CAC document. It is Chinda that you saw there. It's Chinda you will hold. We're just saying this because of clarity.
All right,
on air.
Okay, ma'am. Let me ask my question. So I appreciate what you've said, and we can see the pain just visibly on your face and in your voice, and we can hear it in your voice. But I want to ask you a question. Is it just your land, the camp, your camp, that is has been issued for demolition? Or, like the report says, that the FCDA had actually issued a demolition notice to you based on the fact that the buildings in that camp were dilapidated, and also you can't inhabit them. Is this true, or do you think you were just targeted? Yes, ma'am.
Ayo, look, go to that camp. There are Italians. All of them are white. Most of them are white. Do you think white people will stay in a dilapidated area? This is puzzling. You want to dilapidate? This is all I'm asking today. I'm asking all Nigerians to prove wicked. Enough is enough in this country. This is our country. I work here. I worked in this country. For God's own sake, it should be probed. All land should be probed. It's grabbing land that I say so. Because I'm a Nigerian. He is a Nigerian. Why should he grab lands from people who labored for it? Where was he when Abuja was a forest? Why? What? And I challenge Mr. President, whose name is being used and polluted, that he must probe wicked. Enough is enough.
Has this matter
we
been,
worked here. This is our capital.
All right, madam.
Submission. Okay. All right. Ogash Shimeze, thank you very much, sir. 2 minutes I'm giving to callers. Ogash, hold on first. Good evening to you, sir. 2 minutes I'm giving to callers today. Please talk to us. No. 2 minutes, sir. That's what I'm giving. Please, you accept to come to the panel. Okay, you go ahead and speak, sir. Please. Thank you.
All right. I greet you. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I greet all the panelists. I greet everyone, the commentators. Mommy Diaspora, I greet you. Let me say something here. One, let me call Mr. Midwest. Who again? Okay. The two of these gentlemen that say English does not matter. And I disagree with anybody. I'm going to do. I disagree with anybody that saying if you speak in a two language, then they will interpret it. No, government don't run that way. It doesn't go that way. If you don't know how to speak, then what's the purpose of contesting? Because these people, these criminals, know that this man doesn't understand so many things. How many times they call this man for interview? He never go anywhere. You say English does not matter. Now you have played out. So who is to blame? And some of us are coming here, no English. English is borrowed language. My brother, English is not borrowed language. We have lived with English and we will stay with English. That's how it is. You can't use your language, your dialect to be talking to people in a media. It's very, very important that we must say it the way it is and get this right. It's not good when we come to platform like this, we say, English does not matter. Can you see that now? That English matters. They can't even call a figure. And you guys will supporting something that is not legal. No, I don't want to say.
Thank you.
This woman has, you see, in fact, is too much. Is doing too much right now. But I want to say, people have come to that ministry and go. How they one day go to that place and put notice that they want to demolish that woman's community. Why all this nepotism in Nigeria? Why all of this? It's too much. You need to go back. You need to return yourself back and know what is good. Don't intimidate people because you are in power in Abuja. This is what you are doing in Rivers State.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless you, Ogashimizu. God bless you, sir. Maybe later again. Okay, I appreciate every one of you. One love you on the backstage. You know, do the needful. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you all, guys. Will not buy me coffee today. What did they happen? Yeah, I don't see you, my brother. Thank you. You know, you guys should press on the dollar sign, encourage our work. You know, I have a comment earlier on from Abu Azi. Abu Azi, you asked me a question here. You said, Mr. Alvisa, do you regret not fully coming out to support your own candidate during the campaign period in those states? I guess that's what you're talking about. Do you think the situation would have been different based on your friend's gestures? I know I didn't regret it. Yes, even though it's painful, but I didn't regret it. You know, this is why I talk about let's value our own all the time. When it did not work, all of us will suffer it. That's it. You know, if we value our own, people can go extra miles to do the right thing for you, to put a smile on your face. Let's value our own. That is the only thing I can say to this. But I didn't regret my decision. You know, and the same thing might likely happen in 2027 in general election. But Mr. Pansat responded by saying, this platform should never stay neutral again in election. We must make the right choice between good and evil during elections, as we did in 2023. Mr. Elvis, I beg you. Mr. Pansat, yes, you are right. But I will still respond to you the same way I responded to Abu Azi. It will all depend how much you appreciate your own. That's just the truth. Sometimes people might say, oh, don't see it that way. Yes, if you don't encourage people, they don't get encouraged to do more. So I'll leave it like that. It's not left for everybody to digest what I'm saying. So if you don't encourage your own, you are not going anywhere. That's it. Everybody stay neutral. Everybody will just be, you know, turning around the bat right there. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate everyone of you. Now, help us to press on the like, help us to share, take our voices far. But meanwhile, I have just two of my brothers already here with me. In case you want to join us, like I stated earlier on, please click on the link that I posted earlier on. Come in and let's talk together. But meanwhile, that lady, that mama we talked earlier on, not lady, that grandma, you know, with all due respect, you know, mama, I'm not a supporter of Wike, and I've never supported people like Wike, you know, but they mentioned something that you're a politician, your husband was a politician and all that before whatever that happens and all that. Mama, you know, what is scare me for inside then I be say you not a politician, your husband was a politician. My question to you, Mama, even though I know that what is currently going on is wrong, during the time of your time when you were young playing politics or your husband, will not do anything we not right? Because I believe so much in karma, not vessel, with all due respect. Will not do anything we not right that time. You know, because when we see the elite coming out to cry like this, and you'll be part of the system all this while, and you know, Mama, with all due respect, not your verse, Mama. In 2023 general election, I don't see your face like that. Ije Nohua, Ije Nogi, Mama, Ije. I don't see you for 2023. No, you don't come out like this to verse for us and say, to join us verse and cry, say what is happening in the country is not good. Why is it that you be like say don't touch you small now in the tea now, it can't prepare you and all that? Mama no verse, so I don't they not question me they ask for here. You know, so like I've said so many times, in this country, you know, when we all failed to address what is affecting us equally, this is the result of it. I'll just leave it like that. Thank you. Thank you very much
sorry to cut.
for the super. God bless you.
Mr. Davis, sorry to come on short, 30 seconds, please.
Go ahead.
I always say it in any program I go, I say, may Nigeria happen to those who support Igbo people. May Nigeria happen to them. They say, don't cost. This is not cost. This is a blessing for them.
Exactly.
This is the result.
Because at the end
This
of
is
the
the
day,
result.
at the
I don't
end
feel
of the
sorry for her
day,
either. I don't feel sorry for her no more.
you know, for me, I don't have anything against her or anyone, but
Me
the
too,
question is,
but she crying about this property now. I don't feel sorry for her because they were the ones silencing. They were silent for long. These people. I don't even know her before. You know
Mama
her
was the
before.
one
I don't think you know her.
Exactly. So how come now we not get to know grandmama, you know. So grandmama not very so in a question I ask now. So like I said before, I'm not say for this platform and learn how they learn. We are not here to create problem between ourselves. But Mama, in case your children play this video for you, this one I put for screen so now for you, Mama, make your reader. Help us read this one. A man could become the next victim of the evil he celebrates today. Don't defend evil because it favors you now. It could work against you the next minute. I don't know if you are part of it, but they say you be politician before. We know saying a politician, I put us where we did so. And a question me ask just now say, Mama, where you day for 2023, all of us they cry. For your voice for go far for us. So, Mama, NSAS, police don't brutalize Nigerians left and right. Mama, we not see your face, we not see we not hear your voice. You know, that's what we see. Anyway, thank you, Oga Henry or Henry Gabriel. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. And then I appreciate you, blessed lady. God bless you all, guys. The dollar sign is right there. Support us, encourage our work, buy us a coffee. But let's start talking. I already have 3 of my family right here with us. One Love, please, I'd like you to talk to us, sir. You are the first. It's supposed to be Henry O, but he left. He came back. So let me give One Love opportunity to speak. Then I come to you, Henry Gabriel. Sorry, I'm saying Henry all the time. Henry Gabriel. Okay. One Love, please unmute yourself. Talk to us. Good evening.
Sorry, I know it's a more you know.
Yes.
Mr. Najawash, thank you. I mean, if somebody came before me, they can go ahead. I don't want to displace anyone from their position.
Okay, that's fine. Oga Henry Gabriel, talk to us, sir. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Someone was in before me, let that person go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Evans, once again. Good evening, everybody. You see, you play a lot of videos that I saw some and I didn't see some, but I saw them before in Arise TV. First of all, about this wiki stuff of a thing. You know, wiki is a dead man walking because I cannot imagine him become the SCC minister. He's creating havoc in that city. He's behaving like when they say tout, they bring ministers as tout. These are one of the tout. Wiki is a tout who called himself a lawyer. I don't know how he become a lawyer. You know, you see, the rich also cry. There's a book, they say the rich also cry. Now, this our lady, our grandmom, she's out now voicing her hunger because of Nigeria put to her and her family. My age, I could have known this lady. I don't know who she is. I don't even know who she is. She called herself, she says she's a journalist. Fine. There are a lot of journalists we know, vibrant journalists who fight for the betterment for that country. But I have not seen this lady say this. I have not seen this lady to be one of those vibrant journalists who fight for the betterment for that country. But now she's coming. Nigeria, she says Nigeria should listen to her voice. Did she listen to Nigerians, the ordinary Nigerians that are suffering? They are suffering, who were killed by the military, who were killed by the police, the army, doing NSAS. Where was she? Where were our children? Where were they? You know? So when she come and start, I feel sorry for her as a grandmom, as a whole lady, I feel sorry for her. But in other way, we have to be sincere. We should move sentiment out of it. We should move sentiment out of this topic. We have to be neutral at this time. We have to be straightforward. I don't believe in all this wolf cry, because there are a lot of Nigerians who are crying every day for them to have their rights in that country. Nobody listen to them. So why we as under Nigerians to listen to her now, her voice? Where were she when we need people like them to come out to speak for wandering Nigerians? Where were she and her children? But now they're coming out because Nigeria happened to them. I remember when Mama Aisha is in every platform, she said she will start to use this word. But Nigeria happened to people say, don't curse here, don't curse here, don't curse here. It's not curse. If you're supporting evil, may the evil that's happened to these people in Nigeria happen to you with your generation. This is how it is. If you feel you're not among those people, then you keep quiet when somebody says something like this. Now, she should taste from Nigerians the pain from the agony from Nigeria. She and her family should taste it too. Wike knows that there's time. The time will be up in a couple of eyes per second. Pia. Where's the man who owns this? Is it not this bank? What they call it? This man who went to Los Angeles. He have a helicopter crash. Is he planning going to go like that? No. Wicked things. He owns this world. Forget about. I'm talking about this lady. She did not come out to fight for Nigeria. We don't know her, but we have to be realistic. What Wike is doing, is it fair? Is it fair? It's not proper. It's like Nigeria is living like animals. They have respect. They have law. Animals, they have laws. You know. But when I see people like Wike start behaving like tout, just like the tout we have in Edo State right now, that's going in Edo State, I feel ashamed. Look, the so-called governor of Edo State, ANEC governor. Somebody will say slip of tongue, whatever. They wrote these things for him there. He was reading his papers there. So he cannot even check what they give to him to read, to know what the figure. He make mistake. People were clapping for him, laughing like a joke. And his APC so-called chairman came out and started defending what is wrong, and say who don't like what he said, you go to whatever. Are you kidding me? They come to give excuse. Remember, I think Mr. F, you will remember when during the campaign, when the man said, I will give Edo State insecurity. People said a slip of tongue. Do you remember that? People say it's a slip of tongue. It was mistake. People make mistake. But this one is obvious. It's moving from one town to another. But I've not seen what he's doing. Running around. The government that is working governor. We're out everywhere in the street. Out in lawlessness. The government of this so-called governor is out everywhere. No rule of law, no respect for people. I'm ashamed to say I have a governor right now. I'm ashamed. And this place was not built like this kind of people. When did this thought come? When did this thought come to rule in Edo State? I thought it's only Lagos they have this kind of thought. But now in Benin, it's Edo State, it's like Lagos right now. Nigerians are not ready to change things themselves. Because look at the people shouting for the governor, is working governor. These are the people who will be crying for semi-urgent 10K. Semi-urgent, my children didn't pay school fees. These are kind of people we put they put in government position. Let me go to Farotimi case. You see, this Affair Babalola, he could have just keep quiet and move on. He have maybe, if he's too long stay in this earth, maybe going to be 30 years. Let me give him grace. You spend 60 years according to you for his profession. What else do you want? You want to defame me, my name, my reputation. What reputation you want? When you die, are you going to take this so-called reputation you call your reputation to your grave? Inside your heart, did you do the right thing? Were you not corrupt? This is what he himself need to sit down and think. Were you not really corrupt? What this man said, Farotimi said, he's saying the truth somehow, but in public you cannot say yes, he's saying the truth. Search your heart properly. You see, Nigeria we decay if people stop to talk. Let people come out and talk. If they want to arrest everybody, let them arrest everybody. Me, during the Obi time when I was talking here, I thought if I go to Nigeria, they will arrest me. I was in the airport. I talk shit to those people who was begging money. I said, you vote Tinubu inside, tell them to give you money. Someone was telling me in a quiet way, I didn't vote for Tinubu. I said, say it loud, let people hear you. I was thinking they're going to arrest me in the airport. I don't want to give a F about it. But
Thank you.
sorry, Mr. Give me 30 seconds. You know, some of our Edo people, some of them I'm ashamed of them too. When they praise, we have a new governor, new Edo State. I think some of them are sick, you know. Some of them are really sick. Is that how to have a state that's lawless, with full of tout in office?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, my brother Henry Gabriel. I appreciate your time and your submission. But I'd like us to move on now. Let me prioritize Oga Pansat quickly. Oga Pansat, please talk to us. Then I'll come to you, or One Love, please bear with me. Talk to us.
Yeah.
Good evening to you, Oga Pansat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm off today, so I can wait for my turn. I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. One Love, finally, we don't catch you. I better talk to us, my brother.
you don't nab me for truth.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Nigeria, good to see you again. Sometimes I try to get in, but even before you post the link, it's like you have armies of soldiers watching and they just jump in there. I can't even get in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I'm glad to hear from you again, man. It's been a while. But I have to say thank you for what you're doing and for following up on all of these cases. To this lady that just actually spoke a few minutes ago regarding what is going on in Abuja. Look, I don't know what the law is, but I'm sure they have like some land act laws and so many things or regulations that guide how people can, obtain their lands and stuff like that. But at the same time, it looks like this guy Wike is not following any of that. He just wants to make sure Abuja looks pretty to the world. Oh, we have a capital. You can come here. It's good. You can stay here without even considering the fact that people can be displaced from their homes. I have no idea, or I don't have any history regarding this lady. I don't even know if I heard she was a politician before now. But whatever it is that she has gone through before now, I don't know. But I just figure out at the same time, a lot of people have been complaining about Wike, how he's displacing people from their home and, threatening them, giving them ultimatum and, telling them to do stuff. If not, he's going to get them out, whatever. All of these things point to another thing again in our country, that there might be laws at times, but people don't follow those laws. And even when things are done, they are just done in an inappropriate way. People are supposed to follow whatever laws that they have on ground, but it's not working. So for me, I don't know. You see people doing different things everywhere. Wike will be doing playing his own game, and then you go to another state, somebody is playing his own game. At some point, we have to sit and ask ourselves, what do we really want? Do we have a country right now? Which for me, I don't think we do.
We can't hear you anymore. One Love. Okay, we'll come back to you. I don't know what happened. Okay. Let me hear from Destiny. Destiny, please talk to us. Good evening to you, my brother. Destiny, you are not there. I'll just move on to the next person quickly.
I'm here. Sorry.
Go ahead. Talk to us. 8 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Nigeria. I've been following you guys since over 2 weeks, and I was not that okay. I'm having soft throat, so I was not able to come in. This issue of this land from Abuja, I've been following VDM for some days now. I don't know, but almost all the 2 or 3 videos that VDM make about this issue, they didn't even mention that the man is a politician. They always mention that he was a military man. So I don't know the history about the man. I don't know any other thing. But hearing from you guys now that he's a politician, that is another different issue. But whether he's a politician or not, does not warrant him Wiki to do what he's doing right now. Because I saw those things with the document, with VDM and everything, that the land, they revoked the land, sold it to one company with their own investigation. So they have to call that company. The company said they are no longer in charge of that company, that they sold that company to Wiki already. They said, okay, now that the land is now with Chinda. So definitely it's the company and the Chinda that bought the land. So, which it does not make sense. How will you sell land for someone or allocate land of somebody to other person without the owner having any aware of it? You did not even tell them, okay, this is the reason why we are doing it. It does not make sense, no matter whatever, whether they are politicians or not. Because all the document that Division was showing them does not even bring out all those issues. It does not make sense. Why is he doing that? I don't know. All this start of a thing. How come? Okay, after Wike go now, then another person come and also ask Chinda to move out of the place that they located for another person. Is that how they will build the Abuja? The structure that they will put there, the person will come and still destroy it. Is that how they're going to make the Abuja look nice? That does not make sense. Do things appropriately. Do it right so that people will be happy. Not that you just come after many years. And they say when the land was there, later they told the man that they want to have runabout there. And the man allocated the land to the government for them to have that runabout. He was even having supermarkets inside that runabout, but he said, okay, no problem, you guys should have it. Hence, it's just for the development of the area. So what Wike really wants, almost every month now, you must have that Wike's demolition properties. What he said there are no people, there are nobody living there. But now we see that there are many people living in that place. It does not make sense. They have to call Wike to order. It does not make any sense to anybody. It's very, very wrong. Now back to Edo State. They said they make mistake. Which kind of mistake with what they bring to you? Definitely, like they write those things and they did not give it to this governor to read before he went there. Maybe they believe that immediately he see it for like maybe for some few hours, he will understand what they wrote, because you can't tell me that you wrote that thing for some months and then you are not able to, even if you cannot read it out immediately, at least you can cram it, what they told you. You can cram it and just bring it out. So he did not do anything. Ah, man, he somehow, and the APC says, like all the whole APC, they are Agberos. Because if you look at everybody that is even defending this man, when you look at their statements, you know that seriously we have a long way to go in that country. We have a very, very long way. We cannot move forward. So I don't even have that strength to talk that much. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, my brother Destiny. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. I'd like to take this call quickly. Thank you, Madam Origin, for calling in. Good evening to you, ma. Please talk to us. 2 minutes.
Yeah, Mr. Nigerians, there's a particular what on the thumbnail I wanted to address. I was in a meeting. Well, I greet everyone. I greet Mommy Desmond. Nigerians, thank you for this candle lights. I greet everyone. I was just listening to the madam that was talking about land in Abuja. And I was just sitting here so dumbfounded. And one thing that just stood out is just who is going to save this quagmire? When you listen to her carefully, you will realize all that I heard was chaos, confusion, no policy, no structure. Everything was just done haphazardly. And she said something about the husband working so hard, and they gave him a land initial stage. They gave them a temporary permit. They now told them they're going to get a permanent permit. And after that, someone now came and started asking for money. And all of that is cock and bull story being told by adults that's supposed to have brain in their head, who is supposed to put structure in this country, who is supposed to make things be orderly in that country. So what I feel sorry for her in one part, then on the other hand, and I'm like, Mama, where have you been? Didn't you see all this craziness? Is it like everybody is enjoying the craziness so long as it is favoring them? Now they're coming, they will come and I feel sorry for the people I come here for. I come here for the youth of this country, of that country anyway. I know where I belong to that. I come for the youth. Your elders are a wasted generation. They said it themselves. Now we have your seniors with arrested development, stuck in the structure, trying to get whatever they can get from the structure.
Okay, thank you.
And you are here too. So who is going to sort this thing out? And I say this to say, please, youth of Nigeria, please, do not think of how you can get out of this mess. You stop following them behind. There is nothing.
Thank you.
Nothing, they have offered nothing. And don't expect any solution from them. Mr. Niger Watch, thank you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. Don't
I
expect.
know I am. So did I pass my time?
No, you are good. Thank you, ma. Madam Origin said, don't expect any solution from them. I take that one very seriously. That is the truth. Don't expect any solution from them. This is my stand. These people, they are friends. They are already recycling themselves, ruling us since Nigeria was created. That's what they're doing. But meanwhile, I'd like us to move on. I want us to get to everyone. To be honest, I'm actually watching football here, but I'm happy that Mr. Jonathan is here. Mr. Jonathan, please, you help me temporarily while I focus on Arsenal Champions League. I beg no verse. Mr. Jonathan, how are you doing, sir? Good evening to you. Okay, bye. Good, Mr. Jonathan, if I reply to your book. Mr. Jonathan, good evening to you, sir.
Mr. Niger, sorry, my network was having some issues.
Yes, Mr. Jonathan will let you go ahead with that. That's not a problem.
Good evening, Mr. Harris. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you so much. Say with the play right now they play some multitasking, but I do here.
I did watch your game. The only thing we say, this one where you want to abandon the platform for Arsenal. Just pray, say they no disappoint you. Go come.
I just pray because the mood will take come back here, not go good at all. Anyway, but I did with tonight. Yes, I did.
All right. Okay. Now
the next person that need to speak is One Love. After One Love, then Oga Alex O. Then before you, Mr. Pansat.
I think One Love don't speak.
No, he not finished. The network failed. So we need to round up. Then we'll come to Oga Alex O. Then Oga Pansat before you. I beg, Mr. Henry, make I see your Nigeria criminal justice document book again. So you don't get time when you get your own. I know they hear you.
I get them on Tuesday.
Hey, see man. All right, no wahala. Oga Pansat, you never go get your own. Now you supposed get your own first, Oga Pansat.
That's right. I go read Henry own when he read them for us.
Exactly. All right, no problem. Thank you very much, Oga, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you, sir. I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. One Love, take over. Complete.
Thank you. I'll do my best to shorten this really quick. Yes, like I was saying, sometimes I'm sure they definitely have like land hacked use and all that different laws in different states, even in Abuja. I just don't see how somebody would just wake up from nowhere. Even if you have to like take their property from them, I'm not quite sure what the previous background is regarding this case, but at least create some avenue. You have to create some resources for these people to go to. You just can't wake up in 24. I give it 24, 48 hours to get out of your house because I'm going to bulldoze this place and beautify it to make it look like New York, when your people can't even find food to eat. It's an irony how our government can't even think from the bottom. You are trying to displace people. At the same time, these people, they can't even feed three square meals a day. How do they even think? It's like you're fighting to build an airport when agriculture is zero. It makes no sense. You have to build from the bottom. Someone who is hungry cannot go and be trying to buy a car. That just basic human needs. So I hope one way or the other they can figure this out and be able to create some kind of legislation or some kind of laws, which I know it's not gonna be possible, because whatever laws that comes out of there, it's always to favor the rich and the elite. you know and that's just for it. I don't want to say too much about these are all elite people. They can handle their issues. The issues here, I'm talking about the radicals, the people who are on the street, the guys who are from a single mother home, single father home, the guys who can fit 3 square meters a day. Those are the ones that I'm going to speak for, and those are the ones that needed attention. And part of the people that are being imprisoned every day because they just wrote 1 or 2, 3 lines about a very rich guy who is out of equity. So for me, are we going to say that we don't have laws in Nigeria? We do, but do we follow the laws? They don't. That's the major problem. So you have to think back to, why do we have corruption? We don't have corruption because corruption just exists. It emanates from our culture. Way back in the medieval period, and even back in Greeks and these old European countries, they lived just like people living in some villages in Nigeria right now. They will even have their own ashwebi and the rest, and be drinking palm wine and kankai in front of their houses. But they have to change their culture. They have to evolve. We haven't done that. And if we don't change our culture, there's no way this corruption thing is going to go away. Somebody will argue for, oh, I voted for this man because he's a Yoruba man. The other one will argue, I voted because he's an Igbo man. And we say we want to unite and come together and live in one country. It's not going to happen if we don't figure out how we are going to govern ourselves, just like how they did in so many other parts of the world. 50 years ago, the GDP of Zimbabwe was way better than that of Singapore or even South Korea. But now, they have, because they have to change their mentality. They have to understand that, of course, we do speak different languages and we have different culture. At the same time, we have to have a national front. We have to have something that is going to unite all of us. If we can unite and if we can come to a conclusion, then let everyone go their separate ways and figure out their countries from those sections. There are some countries in Europe that even Edo State and Imo State is way bigger than, but they are living as an independent nation. But yeah, we claim we have independence, but we don't have a constitution. We don't have a culture that actually governs us. I'll take the US for example. I always never try to bring it in because I believe we should be independent, because we say we gain independence from Great Britain. We should have everything to do away with them. We should be able to come up with our own thing and think for our own selves and write our own constitution and write our own language and have our own way of doing things, just like the US did from the Great Britain. They got their independence in 1776. They didn't come up with a constitutional convention until 1787. And when Benjamin Franklin walked out of the Independence Hall, and the lady asked him, I believe Elizabeth Power, and what have we got, mister? He said, you've got a republic, if you can keep it. He didn't say if the government can keep it. He said, if you, the people, can keep the republic. Because you understand that democracy comes with so many intricacies and difficulties and obstacles that you have to deal with. Only the people can keep that democracy and restore it. But what we have in Nigeria right now, I don't think we have a country. When we are not, I don't even, sometimes I don't even see the youth as ready, because the government just have a way of repressing us. They go through either tribe, and that's why I said if we cannot come together as different tribes, then we have to go our separate ways. Because by the time someone who is maybe an Hausa man is there,
and everybody's trying to come together to make sure we have a sane situation. Another person will just come and, oh, now my person, oh, is my Hausa man, I will support him. The other person will be like, oh, is my Igbo man, I will support him. Even if whatever the person did was wrong, you know. So what we have right now is not a country where it's just like animals living together and they have nowhere to go, and everybody is just like missing together. It's a painful situation, and if at the same time we the people are not ready to change it, then I don't see us going anywhere. And I'm so glad that someone like Dele Farotimi is trying to portray that mindset of everyone that, look, it's either we continue like this or we have to change something. And I don't think continuing like this is going to work for everybody. It's only going to continue to enrich the elite and make them even richer every day, that they don't even care if the common guy on the street survives or not. So for me, I implore everyone to, if that's the only way we can support him, even right now that he's in detention, to please buy this guy's book and read
So
it.
one
I
love,
bought my
please round up. One love, please round up.
I am going to make sure I finish it, and it's actually an eye-opener to what is going on with the Nigeria criminal system. I don't call it a justice system because there's no justice there. It's a criminal system. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. One Love. Mr. Alexo.
Yeah, good evening,
You have the floor.
Yeah, I'm on already. Good evening, Mr. Jonathan, my brothers. I greet everyone. Mr. Elvis, thank you once more for the opportunity and for your great work. Mommy Diaspora, I greet from here. Saba Debaoye. Yeah, same story, another day. Nigeria, we hail thee. You see, Mr. Elvis, you have been consistent, like so many other people that stand on the path of truth. I think no matter how long it takes, the truth must surely prevail. You said something, or you brought out that great quote about thinking everything is going to be the same. You rejoice when it's on you, when it is favoring you, and then you cry out when it is not. I don't know our lady, our grandma that just spoke. I never heard anything about her until now. But at the time, she said she was a journalist, and then as the interview went on, we came to understand that the husband was in the military and so on and so forth, that she's also a politician. I've not read the book that the Dele Farotimi wrote, but from what I have learned or from what I've understood, the little I've had, Mayegun read, because I listened to him, it's all about, or it boiled down to, corrupt people trying to cover up for others who are stealing other people's land just because they were in the position of authority. So it's the same circle, this corruption that has eaten so deep into our society. It is so deep, you don't know where to start from to begin to heal. All we have to do as a people is just to come to the realization that this thing is out of hand, that we need help. We need help. Even if it's going to be an external help from whatever, we need help in our system to kill corruption, because it's the root of all the problems we have in this country. If the electoral system is not working, it is as a result of corruption. If what Wike is doing now with impunity is as a result of corruption, If somebody who was voted for, his votes were not counted, it's as a result of corruption. That was why Mr. Peter Obi said, if you're able to stop corruption or fight corruption or put a kind of guide that will make corruption to be reduced, you've already cured 60% of the problem. No matter how we say it, we can view it in every angle. Corruption is the problem. It's the root of all the things that are destroying this our country of ours. Gov Okpebholo speaking or being the governor of Edo State is as a result of corruption. No matter the party he belongs to, the Edo people, as great as the people are, how can somebody like that represent us? It is as a result of corruption. But those who are not clapping or on his side, they believe that it's not going to happen to them. They are going to cry foul tomorrow when somebody else gets there and begin to fight back. You see, it is a circle. This corruption is burning, it's destroying a lot of things. When it favors us, we are mute. But at the time it does not, we cry out. That is where we have to look at as a people. Am I standing for the truth just because it is I'm benefiting, or it is just because it is the right thing? We have to come to this term. We just have to face the reality. Not because somebody else is not benefiting, then you stand and fight. No. Whether it is your father, your mother, your relation, stand by it because it is truth. Just like Mr. Evis keeps preaching here. You can see any other thing about this man, Mr. Evis. He has always stood for that, and I admire him. We have to do something as a people. Instead of looking for external forces that are causing our problems, let us look inward and fight the core of our problem, which is corruption. I think I will just late here and give room to the others and continue the conversation. Thank you very much for giving me the audience.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Alexo. Thank you very much. Yeah, I agree with you that it's only when it touches them, they will come out and they will cry out. I think I have one or two things to say on that. I agree with you. I believe it's Mr. Pansat now. Is it Mr. Pansat, right?
Yes, sir. It's
Mr.
me.
Pansat. Yeah. Good evening.
Thank you.
There.
How's everybody? Let me greet Mr. Elvis again and fellow panelists, especially those who tirelessly come to that comment section that is orderly handled by Madam Diaspora, Mommy Diaspora. Done a fantastic job. The first day I came here, she gave me the kind of welcome that I thought it was just only me who got such a welcome. My head swole, but I've come to see that that's how she welcomes everybody who comes on this platform. So we thank her for her service and we ask the Lord to grant her long life, bless her, fill her bosom with joy, wealth, and wisdom. So now we have a lot of things on the table. The ones that have been mentioned today and the ones we dealt with yesterday, and almost every day here on this platform. I've always watched, listened to this platform, even when I disagree with our principal on this platform. I'm constant here listening because he pursues the truth. He's got the news. He I don't know, he does it. He knows everything that's happening, picks out the best from other platforms, our journalists, and then order them in a good, adumbrated, orderly form to inform us of what's happening. And then he'll give his own opinion as well. He's somebody who means very well. So listening to him kind of brings you up to date pretty much on everything that's going on. So we thank him for that. It's actually like a university to come on this platform. So for those who are listening to us who are in government, we're blessed now that Mr. Elvis is back home. He should be induced to run for office, maybe have the Labour Party attract him so he could run for. I would like to see him run as Labour Party chairman. I believe that he should be in the Labour Party. I don't know why he doesn't want to. Anyway, so now let me say that Mr. Jonathan, I thank you for taking the spot to give Mr. Elvis a little chance to watch the game here. I want to say that I am tired of talking about Nigerian problems because what I find in Nigeria is that when we have symptoms, we have chest pain, we have pain in other parts of our body, shortness of breath, sweating, dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea, even maybe anxiety. We keep trying to treat those little symptoms instead of, if you don't know, or go to a doctor, and or you should be able to diagnose and say, hey, look, I'm having a heart attack. Right? That's a major problem. It's not just those little symptoms that's showing up in your body. Or if there's an animal that is terrorizing a village, one person goes out there and they sees a big foot. That's the only thing they could see from their perspective, and they see a big foot, but somebody else sees a tusk. Then somebody comes in to complain about a trunk, or big eyes, or big ears. Then all of them should together, now that they have all these parts, come and say, hey, we have an elephant in the forest. So that's why I am trying to say we have to put it together. All these various problems we have. It hasn't dawned on anybody that virtually all our activists have been incarcerated or they're on the run. I'm looking at someone like David Hundeyin. Isn't it? David Hundeyin is enough provocation to do something in that country. But then to have the temerity to go after somebody like Dele Farotimi, do you really think we're going to just sit there where you put Dele Farotimi in prison unfairly, unjustly? So now all we're going to have to do is to come here and keep talking like we did when you took somebody as passionate, as patriotic as Showere and put him in custody and beat him in front of our eyes. Those of us here, and I was here, and I was quite irritated about that. You're beating Showere, you're beating us. And the people back home, they cannot do anything whatsoever. So we talk, I will talk. So what I wanted to do is to elevate this thing now to what we are supposed to do. I'm not saying that is what we should do. If this platform belongs to me, I will be saying what I suggest that we should do. But Mr. Niger Watch plays it according to the rules. YouTube has rules. Nigerian Constitution has rules. International Arena has rules. And gentlemen have rules. There are norms. It's not fair for us to have Mr. Elvis bear any brunt of what I would say. So I would temper it and try to make my prescription based on what conforms to the laws. The laws are meant to preserve status quo. We are in a situation where status quo ante is not acceptable. So what I would do is I don't know if it's possible to have a tool, a visual tool, which is, I'll post an article on the private section about history of regime change in other countries, how others did it, and what's happening. I posted that if it's possible, whoever has the ability to post an article can look at it. If If it's not necessary, you don't have to go through the trouble. But it's no longer pansy, milk toast, cowardly chat on the social media. These our leaders, they berate, they look at social media as a place for losers to go and complain and talk. When they see us on social media, they actually want to find a way to criminalize it. They just haven't gone all the way, but they've been picking off people like EGLA and others who participate like we're doing. They put them in jail, like we're back in the 70s and 80s, where you have dictators. Now, my question for panelists here and others who are in the comment section, and Nigerians in general, everybody's this. Why are we afraid of men and not our laws? I could see when military dictators such as Obasanjo, Buhari even, when they in power, even as they took off the military uniform that they put on, they don a toga. So we're still scared because they are the military. Why are you afraid of somebody like Tinubu? Small stature, weak, sick, and he's a inspector of police. Why? Why are you afraid? We should be afraid of our laws, not men. We are sovereign. Nigerian people are sovereign. These people are civil servants, including the president. We saw him grab our mandate and run with it. We're patient people. A lot of us looked at it and said, it's probably not worth the trouble of a bloody revolution and go get it back. By all means, let's see what it could do. After all, nobody knows for certain what Peter Obi would do, or anybody else for that matter. So we sit there, and he's been abusing us ever since then. Our inflation is over 40%. That is what they accept. Now you have to use my rule of thumb. When the NBS, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, says something, you have to multiply it by 2 or 3 if it's something that's good for the government. Actually divided in this case, if it's something that's bad for them, because they inflate those things. So let me quickly say that we cannot keep talking. They have no respect for social media. It's now time to act. And we have a beautiful setup. They have elucidated what they're going to do with somebody like Dele Farotimi, who only wants to clean up that judiciary. We have a lot of wicked and evil people in government, immoral people in government, and they have no heart. They don't mind whacking all of us. They don't mind whacking all of us. So I'm suggesting that we take action. It should start with steps, measures, activity, movement, work, effort, exertion. I would know if they're serious, because a lot of us want to help, but we don't see anything. Look, you could fool anybody you want to, pretending here. There's nothing new under the sun. We've seen any politics anybody's playing here, even the panelists, people in the comment section. We know you just by 1 or 2 words that you type. We know what you're going to do. It's time for us to act. I don't want to follow to me in that custody or the way they're looking at him now. We have to do something. There are some things that can be done where these people cannot sleep with 2 eyes open. They want us to be in this jam, then let's be in the jam.
Yeah. Please round up, Mr. Pansat.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But let me just say, I would see there's another go at this, because I'm actually just beginning my thesis. We have to have effect, influence, power back to the people here. We have to show them something. We have to, between now, today, and the next few days, I want us to make a deposit of action and say, okay, look what we can do, not what we can say. This is our country. We are in charge. We're sovereign. From Wike, it goes whole gamut. All of those troublemakers in that country, we want to make sure they sleep one eye open like we do. And we want Dele Faro to be released from that place as soon as possible, or some people have to go in too. We have right to take people into custody. We own the country. We are sovereign. And if you don't do it, then all of you can then go to hell. I don't want Dele Faro to me in there much longer, no matter what they're planning. The only thing that's going to stop them is they're going to notice two things. We have the ability and the will to do something about it, and that we're going to do it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pansa. Yeah, I agree with you when you talked when you started your submission. You talked about the symptoms, that we'd like to treat the symptoms in Nigeria rather than the underlining cause that brought out the symptoms in the first place, and that's a major problem that we have in Nigeria. We continue to treat the symptoms, just what we're seeing now, even in this Dele Faro matter. Thank you. Mr. Black Panther, I know you are here now, so I will let me just do a few minutes to make my submission, and then I will come to you, Mr. Black Panther. Yeah. Let me do my. I just said that I will just use some few minutes, and then I will return to you so that you can make.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I greet everyone once again, and all those on the comment section, Mommy Diaspora, I greet you. God bless you. Yeah, just as I was, again, let me start with one of the statements made by Dele Faro. He said that the Nigerian system is incapable of delivering justice. And it was never designed to produce justice. Unquote. That was his statement. And that is what we're seeing right now. The system was never designed to produce justice. And it is even incapable of delivering justice. We're seeing it playing out. As I said before, they are now dancing in the market naked. And that's what we're seeing. And I believe that it is God that is at work. All this we are now seeing now, the whole place is being filled up with frivolous libel, defamation, lawsuit. Everybody is coming out because that is the only way that this crooked, corrupt system, those that have perpetrated the criminal justice system, this is their only route to defend themselves. They have no end. Now that because they have been exposed, there is no cover-up. It will only be more and more exposure. There will be more and more exposure. There's no cover-up. And the only route is to fill the entire Nigerian space with frivolous libel and defamation lawsuit all over the place. To achieve what? To scare people away, to put fear into people so that they can continue to dwell in their secrecy, because Nigeria is a country of deception. And deception can thrive in an atmosphere of secrecy or in an atmosphere of ignorance. When you are deceiving someone, you are lying to someone, it can thrive when the person is unaware of your lies, even though the person has the capacity to deal with it, but he doesn't know that you are lying. You have kept it, very well. So deception can thrive very well in an atmosphere of ignorance and fear. And we want to maintain that. Because once that is taken off, that is the cover. That is their protection layer. Once it is taking off. There's no cover for them again. And that's why they are fighting. As I said last week, it is not only Afe Babalola that is on this. Many, especially within the judiciary. And they are covering up for those that are not even within the judiciary. They are covering up for them as well. That is the situation. That is what we're facing right now. They cannot eat their cake and have it. Wherever you are, you can listen. You are listening, or you will listen, or you somehow you will get to know. You will know all this. They see, you cannot eat your cake and have it. You cannot bring Nigeria to this level and think you will go away with it. No, you can't. You cannot eat your cake and have it on this one. There will be more exposures. The best bet is for you to simmer down, especially those. You can see lawyers when they come out, they can never speak with their full mouth, with their full chest. They can't. They will start using those. When Nigerians want to deceive, as I said, Nigeria is a country of deception. And it's very easy. One of the way you detect deception in Nigeria is when they start to use grammar to describe things that are just germane, simple things. That's one of it. We know that this man is going on the trajectory of deception. When they want to talk, they will say the matter is sub judice. The matter is a matter of they don't want to circumspect the court. You know that this one cannot speak with his. Whenever anyone that says that, any lawyer, you know this one cannot speak with his full chest, can't speak with his full mouth. This one is going to lie. This one is going to deceive. I always like to listen to what, because I already know that once you heard that, the next thing that will follow, it will not be coherent. If you listen very well and you try to put what he has said together, you will see that it will never be coherent. And that's what they do. So on this daily Faro Timio, I would just advise them to simmer down. All these frivolous libel defense, it will take you people nowhere. All this injunction you got in the court that they should stop the distribution and the sale of Nigeria and its criminal justice system is not going to work. It's not going to work. The copies are already all over the space. It's not going to work. And let me quickly end by just, saying one or two things on this. The mama that came to Arise News today on land matter, that they are being treated, or being their land is being about to be grabbed by Wike. See, Abuja has no consistent policy. It has never been. Any federal capital minister comes there to grab lands for himself and for his own people. That is why there is no consistency in that territory. And there will never be until Nigeria change. And for the old mama, I have pity for the mama, but the issue is just that Nigerians will only come out to speak when it touches them. My question is this: how many people in Nigeria that are going through the same situation that mama on Arise News today came out to talk about? How many Nigerians are that they don't even have access or the capacity or the wherewithal to go and buy 25-30 minutes on Arise News or any other national TV for that matter? How many? Your guess is as good as mine. So it is only those that can speak out because they have the capacity, the money to come out to go and hire and rent 25 minutes or 30 minutes on national TV. So that's a rented time. Arise News doesn't know that your land is being grabbed. There are so many Nigerians that are going to. They have so many Nigerians that they have to follow. Not you, but because you have the capacity, the wherewithal, the money, you bought the time to come and cry out, so that you showcase your problem. There are so many Nigerians that are going through that. So many of them, but they don't have the capacity. It's only when it touches them they will come out. It shouldn't be so. That 30 minutes that you bought today on Arise News, you could have bought that same time when they grabbed those places, those shanties in Abuja a month ago, when Wike went there to go and harass them and send them packing from their abode, from their space. You should have used this same money. You should have come out too and spend this same money and speak for them too. So you see, they speak when it touches them. And that's our problem. A major one for us in Nigeria. I'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much. Mr. Black Panther.
Oh, thank you, my brother.
You have the floor.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I want to thank Nigeria Watch once again for giving us this platform to speak the truth all the time, irrespective of each individual approach towards it. But we are all narrowing it to one part, and that's the truth. I want to thank Mama in Diaspora. I want to thank all the speakers and the intended speakers that are still coming. And also, I want to thank those that have called in. God bless every one of you. I want to thank the heroes, our patriot out there, writing on the comment section. I want to thank you all. Keep it on. We shall not rest until we get the job done. And what's the job? It's to take Nigeria back from the onslaught of wickedness perpetrated by black men in Nigeria. I want to say thank you. God bless everyone. Today is a great day again. God has blessed us and we are out here to stalk. I want to start by saying the revolution has started. It comes in its own dimension. Some come in a violent way, but some come also in a different dimension, whereby it's like a silent poisoning going through the veins, marrows of the blood of the body system, and it gradually does what? It gradually eliminates it. We are going that path. We are going to take them unawares. There is power in information, and the power in information can destroy a nation, and also it can emancipate a nation. We are using this opportunity to use the power of information and also to enlighten the people on ground, so that when taking their action, these are the information that is in your system that you need to know. Because this world is so polarized that we need information to be able to take a step forward. Now let's come to the nation, the quote and unquote, the nation called Nigeria. Like I will start here, I say Nigeria is never a nation. I've been standing on the premises for a very long time, almost a year, but second year. It's been long. During my days in the college, I've been standing on these premises and I've been fighting under my own immediate constituency, micro constituency. And I have to say here, we need to know where we have been coming from so that we know where we are going to. If we don't know where we are coming from, we won't know. We'll be caught unawares with this predicament. Absolute reasoning, absolute bringing down of the Nigerian people just to steal the wealth that God has given to every one of us. The richest black nation on the surface of the earth, Nigeria, quote and unquote. But our people are still wallowing in that mentality of enslavement, enslaving their own people for other nations to come and till the land and steal our people. That is still the mindset that these leaders that call themselves leaders, they are still having that mindset of selling their own people into slavery. Now, the reason why I say Nigeria is never a nation, I go back to the extract of, I call them the three musketeers. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. They spoke in 1947, 1948, and 1964. You all know what they've spoken, but many have not dug into it. The reason why we have not dug into it, that is why we are not knowing, we are arguing, and we don't know the destination these people are taking us to. But we just know that we are not on the right track. These people are selling our nation to the outside world. They are telling you that you have a nation, but you don't have a nation. Now, how do a nation be constituted? How was America constituted? They fought through and they got a nation. What else? What next did they do? They had to sit down, draft an agreement within everybody, agreeing now what should we call this nation and what are the dreams we should put forward. What is the ideology about this nation? It was drafted. And at the end, they said, in God we trust. In God we trust. In God we trust we are going to achieve what we have all written and have assigned to and say, yes, we can. Yes,
please,
sir.
Sorry, I was listening to you. Please, I need to attend to something very fast. Please, after your submission, please, you can.
Okay, sir.
On this thing. I'll be right. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
So
you have 2 minutes.
Okay, I want to say here what is happening to Dele Fameroti. He told us all, don't stop the court proceeding. Don't pity for me. I want to go to court to prove it because I have the truth. Don't pity for me. Don't beg for me. But make sure they take it to court so that I'll be able to prove it to them that the Nigerian judicial system is corrupt. My brothers and sisters, what do we need to know? We all need to sit down and read and study this book. It's a book you are going to hand over to the generation that are coming forth. And I want to say here to the Edo State saga. Edo State, we are living in our own quagmire. We are living in our own wahala that we have created by our own self. Let's find a way out. Will the court proceed with injustice? That's a question that we should answer. Was the election done right? If there's an answer, no, it wasn't done right. Are we going to get justice? I'm not here to talk about what the governor saying, but we all are part of this nonsense that is happening to Edo State because we refuse to stand on the platform of truth. We refuse to have a standard of selecting our leaders. We stand on the premises of nepotism. We stand on the premises, it's my brother. That is why we are still there. That is why we are called super corrupt. Nepotism, tribalism is corruption. That is why the people say we are all corrupt. Nepotism, tribalism is corruption. You are subduing the constitution, taking incompetent people into a place where they are not supposed to be. That is corruption. We all have perpetrating it. We said it is my turn. We argue it is my turn in the federal state. Now we went to the state. It is the turn of so people. When is it going to be the turn of the Edo people? When are we going to speak with one voice? We are all arguing under self-conviction, under selfish intention. But you know, we were all part of parcel of this eruption happening. And I beg everyone, let us wait. Let us see the justice they are going to bring forth in the court. Then we can start talking. But meanwhile, he is constituted as the governor of Edo State. He has his own mistakes, but let us continue to look and make sure with this short time that is given, make sure we follow him back by back. No looking elsewhere, but let us look to that position, that institution called the governor. Let us look at it very closely and make sure anytime is air, let us speak it out. Irrespective of the judgment coming, anybody that comes there, whether it is Aswe Godalo, we're going to tackle it. But we know the process that brought all of them in has already been corrupted. Corruption is in Nigeria as a quote and unquote. In this Nigeria, corruption is the only way you can get a big position. Corruption is the only way. The way it is, the Supreme Court is corrupt. The judiciary is corrupt. The legislative arm is corrupt. The executive is corrupt. Who is not corrupt? Even the ordinary Nigeria is corrupt. You participating in nepotism, you are corrupt. In tribalism, you are corrupt. When we, the Nigerian, the real Nigerian, stand up and say, we are done with this corruption. We are done with my brother have it. When we Nigeria have it, it is time for us to look inward and ask ourselves a question. When will we sit down to say this is how we want to challenge our destiny? This is how we want to write our destiny and hand it over to the next generation so that they can get that Nigeria of our dream. I beg to say, thank you, everyone. I will speak on other matter, but I have to bring this thought so that it can grow in the minds of everyone. When will it be the turn of the Nigerians that are not corrupt? When will it be our turn? Thank you all, and I'll rest my case. And I would like to call on the next person. I said somebody just came in. Oh, our brother Chris Dublin from the downtown Dublin. You're here. You're welcome, sir. And the floor is yours. Mr. Dublin, Mr. Chris. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't think we can hear him either.
Yes, Black Panther. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Yeah, I
too.
can hear you now. Yeah, we can hear
Chris
you
is
now.
on now.
Chris, you can take the floor because you just came in and I just landed on my ground and I just made a holistic speech, not basically on what we are talking today, but I just spoke to the minds of every Nigerian that we all are corrupt. Those that are participating in my brother have it, my tribe have it, section of the country have it, it's all corruption. Thank you, my brother, for coming in. The floor is yours.
Yeah, Mr. Black Panther, thank you very much and good evening. Breaking. I can barely make out what you are saying, although I got some figments of what you said. Well, good evening, everybody. It's good to have all of you on the broadcast today. I can see Mr. Pansat, LSO, Black Panther, Oga Jonathan, and One Love. It's good to have you on the midweek broadcast of this political discussion. And we're just going to continue. I don't know, is there any person that has not spoken so that the person can speak? Is there any person, Black Panther?
No, you are the only one.
Okay, in that case, good evening, everybody. And before I continue my own deposition, let me say good evening to the people in the comment section and everybody listening to us from all over the world. You are welcome to the Wednesday broadcast of this channel. It's your Nigeria Watch Media team. This is the YouTube version of Nigeria Watch Media. We are here every day to discuss the issues that affect our nation. We are here every day to discuss these issues without any iota of primordial sentiments vis-a-vis our ethnicity, our religious inclination, and our personal opinion. Yes, we can give our personal opinion, albeit, but must give it within the ambit of the law and within the ambit of respecting other people's opinion as well. We must be civil at all times. We must have to do what we can to contribute to the upliftment of our nation. People in the comment section, once again, thank you very much. And all of you listening to us from all over the world, I want to say welcome to the broadcast, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you for being there for us every time. And Mr. Nanjawas, thank you so much for offering yourself as a living sacrifice to the emancipation of this country. May the good Lord continue to bless you. And all of you putting your voice on this discussion every day. Yeah, you are all doing very well. And I know that it's not only here, some of us still go to different platforms to echo their voices, which is okay, perfectly okay. And the more we talk, the more we are able to reach out to people. And because a lot of people are out there, they've lost hope, and crestfallen, browbeaten. They have no further place to look to. But whenever they listen to your voices, I think that would sparkle some iota of belief in them that, okay, something can still be done to rescue the nation. That's why talking is very important. And also, action is important as well. But we have to talk to stir up the consciousness in all our minds. And thank you very much. Mr. Jonathan, it's good to have you today. We missed you yesterday. So I'll just continue with the broadcast. And for me, I can see a range of issues that have been broadcasted. I can see the debacle in those states, the budget, the mess, the state of the nation. Good. That's a very broad topic. So it means somebody can come from any angle as long as we are talking about the state of the nation. Because of that, I think for me, from my perspective, the most crucial issue in Nigeria as at now, the issue that should be on the front burner as regards the state of the nation, is the criminally abduction. I call it abduction of Dele Farotimi. I think the nation should be ashamed. Well, there's no shame amongst these politicians in our country. They just go about doing everything they want to do, irrespective of and considering the fact that we are situated in the Committee of Nations, and apart from that, we occupy at such a position on the continent of Africa that we ought to be a standard that every other African country should emulate. But unfortunately, we have been so bedeviled with and the fact that we have thieves that have become chiefs in our societies, and we've seen morons that have become barons in the society. So that's why you shouldn't be surprised that things are the way they are. Things are the way they are. The judiciary, we've seen how corrupt they are. That's why they could and do whatever they want to do to Dele Farotimi, and they're still moving about with their shoulders high, as if Dele Farotimi is the bad guy in this issue. But it's very clear that the judiciary, all of them, from beginning to the end, it's just a handful of them that can be excused from this. Because if not all of them, how come that the bad guys in the judiciary, they are holding sway? Imagine what they did to the 2023 presidential election. The beavers was switched off every aspect of the law, of the electoral law. They turned their back against the electoral law. even the provisions of INEC, the provision, the extraction of the law that's supposed to bind INEC, that's the electoral guidance, which is effectively an extraction from the law. They turned their back against every single thing. And even the laws that it came to me doing the 25%, they turned their back against it, the beavers, everything. And it was the judiciary that helped them to misinterpret those laws. And effectively, they created a new electoral laws that we all are staring at. And if we want to go into the next election with this kind of electoral law, then it means we are not ready as a people. If nothing is done, if all we can do is to be preparing for 2027, I think it's going to be a long way home for all of us. So that's the state of the nation. That's why they could do to Dele Farotimi what they are doing now, because we just need a few good men to turn the affairs of this nation around. But unfortunately, what I can see, the, the impression I have is that even the good men, the progressive, they all have different ideas of how to move this nation around. I think the first thing is for all of us to, to be able to situate ourselves around, we rally around a common focal point. And from there, we can create a launch pad where we'll launch whatever we want to do. But as at now, I just see a group of everybody, what they call united division. Yeah, the progressives, there's division amongst the progressives, but they are united for one cause, and that's to liberate the nation. But as long as we keep having divergent view on how to do this, on who is even supposed to be called to that ship, then we are going to have a lot of problems. And trust me, these crooks in power, they are just going to feast on that weakness. They are going to broaden that weakness. They are going to feast on that fault lines. They are going to put their sledgehammers in that fault lines and widen those fault lines. And by so doing, the gulf between the progressive will just keep increasing and increasing and increasing. And at the end of the day, we might not be able to get it right once and for all. I think that's what I see on the horizon. But the crucial thing is that I like the fact that people are talking, people are not getting tired. And I've seen a lot of people say talk, 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 talk. No, talk is important, because stirring up the consciousness alone, not allowing whatever is going on to be swept under the carpet, is also a kind of victory for everybody, for all true lovers of freedom, lovers of good governance, lovers of democracy. Now there are court injunctions everywhere. There's a court in Ibadan, there's another one somewhere, there's another one in Abuja. They're all coming with different kinds of charges, left, right, and center. I think the one in Abuja, they've said that the book should no longer, there's a restriction on the sale of the book. I don't even know if that is legal in the first place, if it was an expatriate motion or whatever. I don't know how they were able to secure that. But this is Nigeria, for God's sake. Anything is possible. And yeah, that's the state of the nation for me. That's the front burner. As for whatever Wike is doing in Abuja, like I said before, that has been going on. I remember 2004, yeah, 2003, 2004, 2000, even up to 2006. I witnessed the activities of El-Rufai in Abuja. It's basically the same thing. The difference is just that we didn't have social media to showcase this. I remember, like I keep saying, the night Arsenal played Barcelona, that Arsenal lost the Champions League final to Barcelona. The place we were seated, big hotel in Abuja, they came to destroy that place. Why? Why? You cannot. That was like how many years ago? You cannot imagine the kind of things that happened in this our country. I remember that it was a double tragedy for some people, because Arsenal lost, and that very beautiful hotel was brought down that night. That is how bad our nation is. So those are just the state of the nation. Corruption has permeated every facet of the economy, every facet, even the facet of religious institutions. Everywhere you look is corruption, left, right, and center. So tell me, how are you going to make any effective progress? The budgets are red, nobody, no accountability, nothing. The police, everybody just doing whatever they feel like doing. Look at this Jared Tenebe. If we want to bring it to Edo State, look at this Jared Tenebe, the one that was giving a marching order to everybody that they should go to hell. I think we remember the activities of this man. Well, I've gone past the 8 minutes mark, and I'll come back to that. I would like to remind us about this man so that we ought not to be surprised. Because these people, they don't just come out from nowhere and start behaving the way they do. They have history, they have antecedents. But I think one of the greatest problems we face as a nation is short-term memory. And not really because of our doing, but because these events are happening so quick, so fast. They are almost simultaneously, to the extent that before you finish talking about one, another one is up. Before you finish talking about that, another one is up. Now, the case of Very Dark Man and this other SAN, I think nobody is talking about that again because so many things have happened and events have taken over those issues. So that's why it looks as if, on the face value, that we are bedeviled with short memory, but that's not actually the case. It's just that the issues are overwhelming and they keep coming. It's like per second. Well, thank you, everybody. I have to leave it at that now. I think I'll have the opportunity to talk more about this later. It's gone over 8 minutes since I've been talking. We'll just continue on the broadcast. Once again, good evening, everybody. My name is Chris, and I'm speaking from Dublin. So let's go to the second segment of this broadcast. And as you know, it's going to be 4 minutes apiece. And then you have the opportunity to interject. If you want to interject, it is okay. Just take permission from whoever is talking, and then the most important thing is that we can vibrate, we can talk at the top of our voice, but let's keep it as civil as we can. Once again, it's the YouTube arm of Nigeria Watch Media. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if the boys and girls are still awake. So let me call on Alexo. Alexo, if you are there, you want to talk to us for 4 minutes, you are welcome to the show. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Chris, welcome.
Welcome, sir.
This is your late coming, eh? This is your late coming.
My brother.
I go sanction. No be Elvis go sanction you. Na me go sanction you now. Because me wey dey Nigeria, na me dey first enter before you.
Na be the Nigeria wey we dey talk now. Na part of the corruption be that.
I know say na hustling. I know.
I go
welcome.
Thank you, my brother.
All right. You see, make we sometimes when we see a day online, when we day on air, or maybe in our private time, please let us try to be giving ourselves a pat on the shoulder, each and every one of us. You know, posterity is going to remember us. We might not know that. We could, every one of us. I think from the little understanding, or I'm beginning to know each and every one of you, that we shouldn't be doing this. We must not do this, but we are doing it. Why? Because of the love we have for our country. Because we came to the realization that no matter where we are, no matter what we are, our land is still our land. We that are speaking our truth, we that are standing on the path of truth, we are the patriots. We are the patriots. So when anybody is talking about patriotism, you should be proud to stand tall anywhere. So I salute each and every one of us. I salute everyone for this great sacrifice that we are making. We have our personal lives. We have a lot of things that could preoccupy us, but we are standing for the truth. You see, these other guys, I always put in these other guys. I mean the oppressors. I mean the satanic people. Those who take joy in seeing a fellow creation of God, fellow human being, go through pains, go through, they are no longer dignified. They are so brought low in what is not a fault of theirs. And these other people, they just take pride and joy in saying it. You know, this this corruption that has eaten so deep in our nation, other countries have gone through this and they came out successful. But we should keep preaching and preaching it. And I believe we are going to sail through too and be rated among nations. We are going to be used as examples, to other people, that yes, the greatest black nation on earth has finally found this place. They discovered their position in the world just because they fought against the oppressors and they overcame. That is going to be our story. No one should give up. No one should give in to whatever distractions that is coming, even from those who we think are on the path of seeing this through. You see, sometimes they begin to even work against what we already. We make strides forward, and you see distractions coming to take us back. We should not be distracted. We are going to discover our own promised land in our own time. I just want to admonish everyone, please don't give up. Steadfastness, we are going to get there. So I thank every one of you, and God bless you all.
Yeah, God bless you all. He says, I think you were timing yourself. You stopped at the very point where I was going to tell you to round up. And thank you so much, Alexo, for that. Is it thought-provoking and submission? Yeah, because there need to be a constant reminder to everybody that this fight is not it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. That's what they usually say. Well, let's continue. I can see Mr. Pansat is ready and he wants to talk to us. Mr. Pansat, sir, it's good to have you on the broadcast today. Please open your microphone and talk to your audience. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Chris, and welcome to the platform. I listen to you often as you assist Mr. Elvis. Well, thank you. You got this radio voice.
Thank you, sir.
And that's a blessing for us on the platform. What I want to do now is to mention a couple of things here and there. A lot of people try to look for or try to hide as if we don't know what's happening. If Wike is doing something evil in Abuja, we know that there must be a central pivot, a beam that's making it not fall over, right? In any apparatus where something is in balance and just doing its thing, like in a scale, there has to be a central beam, a pivot by which that thing is standing. Else it's going to tilt over. So we have to hold that central pivot accountable. Those who are in Abuja and they're upset at Wike, it's not just Wike, like other analogies I gave in the past hour or so. We have to identify this elephant that's causing the problems in the polity. We have a lot of problems in that country, and they come from that central thing. Now, during campaign, just like we encounter a lot of people, when we present a candidate where everybody should support such a candidate, and they're asking, let's say in the case of Peter Obi, is he a saint? What a useless question. Those people have to understand when we say somebody's good, it's an irregular adjective. That's in the comparative form, they will have better. And then in the superlative form, we have best. That's rarely seldom used. But if you're coming, because it's good is irregular, when we say somebody's good and you want to come in, you should say, okay, look, if you want to criticize the choice I've made, you're supposed to say, Peter Obi is good is a good politician, but Mary is better. You used better. You use a comparative form. Show us who is better so we could then vet them out. Because the consequences is what we're living with now. We saw the same thing. I think Mr. Elvis was humble enough to flash one of my rare criticism of him on the platform. Once in a while, I criticize Mr. Elvis at my own peril, right? He's beloved. He's a fair guy. So if you even dare, it's like Peter Obi himself. If you're gonna criticize him, then you have to be sure-footed, right? So I laid a criticism in the comment section. I said, sitting out an election is counterproductive, no matter what's going on. You have to make a choice between good and evil. We cannot lack judgment, wisdom and judgment. You have to have judgment, whereby when it comes down to it, between good and evil, you have to make a choice. When between good and better, you have to make a choice, like I just said, in the comparative sense. But in most cases, we have the superlative form. We have the best. Like in 2023, we had the best candidate for the country. So now I want to bring it down to Edo and what's happening. I'm not from Edo State, so I seldom go into Edo State, except when I'm in other platforms and we have irritants from Edo State. Boys have to be boys, and we are talking nonsense. They jab Southeasterners, Biafrans, and I will jab them back, people from Edo State. Like my friend Henry, who just left here. And I hope those from Edo State who are not participating in that squabble, they don't take it too hard. I'm fighting certain corporates who have made it a habit to disparage Southeasterners and Biafrans. And I went to all the platforms to clean that up, because about 2 years ago, a year ago, every platform you go, the preoccupation was to be insulting Igbos and insulting Biafrans. And I didn't think that was fair. So I really fought hard on that. I made a lot of enemies doing it. But I'm a Pan-Africanist, that small thing among brothers. I come from a big family. I fight with my brothers. Some of them are gentlemen. Some of them are not, right? So now what I want to do, when it comes to Edo State, the polity in that state, I'm going to be sensitive in what I'm going to say. If you go from Akoko Edo all the way down to Ohoyomwa, from Ovia South all the way to Esan and all that, it's like a micro Nigeria, microcosm of Nigeria. You have Muslims there. You have Yoruba cultured Edos. You have Igbo cultured and Benin, ancient Benin cultured Edos, who would love the same music with, for example. So the politics there has been producing all kinds of weird governors over the past 20 years, 15 years, 20 years. Weird. And the state, a great state containing the ancient kingdom of Benin. Benin is perhaps the fourth largest city in Nigeria. Great rubber plantations in that place, all kinds of stuff. It's a dusty country now.
Mr. Pat, you want to round up?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, well, I haven't even begun to say what I was about to say, but
yeah, after the 4 minutes.
I found myself in that situation lately.
Yeah,
so
after the 4 minutes, we can always come back.
Yeah, okay. So what I want to do, let me just post a signed post as to what I'm going to talk about when I come back. I will talk about attitude, doctrine, ideology, reasoning, viewpoints, how it varies, and why we must start holding ourselves accountable, acting. For one thing, we have to act. Nigerians, we have excess people who could talk all day, but I want to bring it down to the state level. We have to deal with Edo State and the issue that I wanted to elucidate some of the pluses there, but the kind of politics that you have there is something that has to be tackled. But allow me just another 30 seconds to say the following,
quickly,
which would be in the system itself, what we've had in the past regimes. I want you to know in the 1500s, say 1520 or thereabout, you had Catholicism versus Protestantism, right? That was a fight then. Then in the 1700s, you have republicanism versus constitutional monarchy, absolute monarchy, stuff like that. Then when it came down to the 1910s, up to 1980s even, you have communism versus liberalism and fascism, right? So now we have to know the present situation of what is it that we're fighting in Nigeria? We're fighting secular government versus Islamism, right? So that is where most of our problem stems from. And then I want to deal with it thoroughly. If we cannot do it today, we do it later, because we need to elucidate what is actually the remote cause of all our problems before we then deal with the immediate cause. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Pansat. It's a fine place to live, but yeah, I like when you said if there's time, you elucidate on secularism and Islamism as the current fight we are having in Nigeria. I would really like to see how you elucidate that, how you throw more light on that, because I want to see the problem of Nigeria more or less from the problem of the rich versus the poor, the political class versus the non-political class. But when you say secularism versus Islamism, you really need to broaden that. Well, you have already given the signpost that you will elucidate on that. We'll be waiting for that. Thank you so much. The next person that I want to call is Mr. Jonathan. Mr. Jonathan, it's good to have you on the broadcast. We missed you yesterday. If you are there, open your microphone and talk to your audience. Good evening, sir. Mr. Jonathan. It will appear Mr. Jonathan is not immediately available. Mr. Jonathan, are you there? Okay, Mr. Jonathan, anytime you're around, just let us know. Black Panther, you want to talk to us, Mr. Black Panther?
Good day. Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, Black Panther, we can hear you loud and clear. You want to talk to us?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody.
Thank you, sir.
I want to thank Nigeria Watch. I want to thank the speakers who have spoken. I want to say here that I would have loved to listen to the new topic that Mr. Pamsa was bringing forward, because that is very key, because there's a lot of things inside of it that many of us are running away from.
Yeah, he's going to say that. That's why I have to remind him that.
Because in Nigeria, what they don't want to hear, what they will say, oh, no, don't go there, don't go that area. I hate that thing. Now, I want to even talk about the issue of the Nigerian state itself and the bill that the government is bringing into, the Agbado government is bringing in, that's the tax law bill. That tax law bill, to me, is another way forward, making every region or state begin to look inward and lessen the burden on the federal government. But who are the people revoking against this bill? And I guess now I'm hearing that they've given conditions to Mr. President that Mr. President should stop poverty in the north before they can accept the bill. That's one of the pep talk that I'm hearing now from the Arewa clan, because they are the subject of matter. This whole Nigeria system, quote and unquote. We are not moving forward because the North refuse to be in alliance with the other part of the country. Fulani, the Arewa group, refuse to be in alliance with other parts of the country, that we as individuals, we as states, we as a community, we can work on ourselves, and begin to till the soil, and begin to make use of intelligence so that we can prosper in every ways. Because there's no two way we can go. There's no way we can go. The only way, if they don't accept this, is for us to start talking about how we are going to go our separate ways. Be factual about this. It is high time we write something that is our own and we stand by it. We can amend what is our own. This is the first time, number one time, that we are writing our own law concerning tax law. And who is fighting against it now? You people are not seeing it very clearly now. This thing is going to go into history again. We are not seeing it clearly now because most of us has not gone into the tax law and studied it itself. We are just hearing. Instead of us to go and study it. Because that is the future of Nigeria you are seeing there. So that is another way of exercising our rights so that we can. This man has brought something forward. We are talking about true federalism. We are talking about owning what is our own, collecting tax of what is our own. The thing is on the table now. If you want to collect more tax money, you be creative in your state, you get more tax. You get more funds to develop your state. Why? Who are the people stopping it? It's the North, it's the Arewa people. Who stop the parliamentary system of government? It is still the Arewa people. Who stop us from having a new constitution that GJ put forward? It is still the Arewa people. I want you all to go. I listened to the former governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, when he was talking about, he was dealing with the issue of the North. And he was saying, I summarize, for how long will the North be underdeveloped while other parts of the country are developing? For how long? For how long will the South begin to wait for us? Poverty is there in the North. No development is there in the North. Everybody's looking forward to the Central. That is the bone of contention now. That is what we need to be speaking on now. Because there are so many factors that will come in, blah, blah, blah. All of us are overlooking this tax bill. This tax bill is another way of we coming back home and make sure we do what we need to be doing so that we can get hold of our resources. It's going to be a gradual process. I've told you people here, I've said it time and time again, that this tax law is going to have a ripple effect. It's going to determine and it's going to change the dynamics of the Nigerian space. If we don't go into it, it's still going to change it. If we go into it, it's going to change it. This is the first time we are writing a law in our history, in our taxation. It's either we take it or we sink. It's either we take it or we sink. Everybody should be, to me, everybody should pay tax. What is the government doing? Government has demarcated it and said this from this and this, we pay less tax. From this and this, we pay more tax. Let us start with what we have done. I believe in this tax law, irrespective of everything every other person is saying. Oh, I don't trust this government. I don't want to trust them, but I want that tax law to go signed and sealed. Because there's something good that will come out of the tax law. We don't need to be thinking about, oh, we don't trust.
there's something good that will come out of this tax law. It will make us think inward. It will make us states be serious about governance. It will make us be less dependent on the central
Black Panther.
process.
Black Panther, round up. 10 seconds.
Process, and I want us, please, let us be more, let us put at least 50% on that tax law. Let us blow the trumpet of that tax law. Let us not die. Let us not buy it the way we are buying other bill. Let us continually speak on it, because when we speak here, we talk on solution. The tax law is part of the solution. Thank you.
Yeah, Black Panther, thank you very much. You have always insisted that Tinubu is going to gradually give us true, acceptable federalism, that this tax law is just one of the very few steps in the right direction. But for me, it's a good hope, but I sincerely do not believe this system. That's the sad part. I don't believe the system, but let's see how it plays out. Mr. Pansat, I don't know if you are still available, Mr. Pansat.
Yes, I am. I'm right here.
Mr. Pansat, yeah, I think you have the opportunity to, kind of substantiate that proposition that you made earlier as regards the problem of the nation being the current fight now being a fight essentially between religion and secularism, to be precise, Islam and secularism. You want to do that, Mr. Pansat? And please try and be as clear as much as possible with very vivid example if you can.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. I would actually I'm gonna post it just a 1 minute clip. If you can play that a YouTube as a visual tool of the state where we are, Nigerians. This clip right here is a Three Stooges. It's like a comedy here in the United States that was all the way back in the 50s and 60s. And it shows a guy, a series of this gag. It's somebody closing their eyes and then saying, "I can't see, I can't see." And then when people are concerned, ask him, "Hey, why? What happened? What's the matter?" And then he would say, "Oh, because I had my eye closed," and they will laugh, right? That's what Nigerians are doing. Incidentally, when I made that proposition, you said it appears that what should be more proper is the rich versus the poor. But then you have to have causality. Why are we poor? We're not a poor country. We have a lot of resources in the country, right, Chris? Why are we poor is the way you have to approach it. In Nigeria, the main source of income for the country as a whole is the oil sector. If you look at some economic trivia that you could easily find online, you see that our oil sector provides for 95% of Nigeria's foreign exchange earnings and 80% of its budgetary revenues. 95%. So now, who owns who took over those oil fields? Who's got it and why? You're gonna see the lopsidedness of it. If you look at our elections, it's manned, controlled. Now there are some exceptions here and there in the past. Maybe accidentally, you have like a Morris Iwu who was there, a corrupt INEC chairman as well, but nothing like what we have. When the other side, who have more ideology behind them, the Southern Nigerians, like we and other bad politicians, are not operating with any ideology. There's not a cabal. You just have a few bad actors that are being used. Now, I want us to treat this matter wholesomely with respect. There are a lot of people who don't like this topic because it's divisive. It makes generalizations where there are individuals who are not boxed into that generalization, right? That's true. But normally when we speak colloquially, we're talking about the rule, not exception. So I beg those people to pardon me. Plus, when I left this platform before we had a lot of fracas, I was almost always harping on northern Nigerian Muslims, right? So on my return, I don't want to go back to that extreme now. What I want to do is to talk about it respectfully, but talk about it truthfully. Unfortunately, they have to make us do it. We're not serious if we don't talk about it, honestly. Like, could you play that clip on the joke, on the gag, so I could then use it as a tool to make my point clear? Do you have that ability?
No, unfortunately, but I have glanced through the clip and then essentially I can see the message, but unfortunately I'm not able to play it.
Very
I
well.
wish Nigeria Watch is available. Maybe he could have played it, but I've just managed to glance through and yeah. But if you can just refer to that and know that you have like 5 more minutes remaining, and yeah,
Okay, very well.
I'm glad you recognize the fact that it's a very dodgy topic. That was why when you made a statement, I didn't just want it to be hanging like that. And it's good you clarify what you actually meant. So
Right.
in the next 5 minutes, make your point, sir.
Okay. The thing about causality, if you have a consequence or an effect, you have to look at the cause. If you are a glutton and you want to take over every economic post in the country, in the case of, let's say, Buhari administration, which I believe is the genesis of our current status, where we are now. He came in there and then he coveted, and then it continues up to now where we have a Muslim ticket as the president and the vice president. Therefore, you're in charge. You did it. We can now then blame you. If you go, our INEC has been co-opted, our justice system is co-opted. We cannot get clear decisions based on jurisprudence, Western jurisprudence, where everybody's equal under the law. Our constitution is based on that. And then we keep going that route, and you take over our main source of income. Like I just said, it's oil revenue. And you look at who owns those oil fields. The Nigerian government cannot go over there and take it back for the people. And then when you come to refinery, you invest a portion of 20 billion or allows an individual to come and take over refining products, and you invest money into it. At the moment you say you're buying 10% of it, and that individual comes and says, you know what, I'm gonna cut it down. 20%. We paid for 20%, you cut it down to 7%. There's no action. But when a southerner like Emefiele does something, then he's quickly grabbed, and all those things take it back from him. And he comes from the area where you actually have that oil. But the issue that I talked about regimes in the past and the way they are graded, it's not just a Nigerian phenomenon, but I wanted to say, and if you are disputing it, then all you have to do is to come back with a contrary view. I said that in this 16th century, which would be 1520s, and up to early 18th century, you had Catholicism versus Protestantism. That was what the battle was about. Then when it came down to the 18th century, you have republicanism versus constitutional monarchy. You have kings who were very powerful in those days. In the case of the United States, they got their independence around 1770 something, right? So they had to carve away from absolute monarchy. Britain, who was the hegemon at the time. And then you come on down to where you have communism versus liberalism, fascism in the 1910s to the 1980s, United States fighting Russia, and that's actually how we got our independence in the 1960s. because they were able to dislodge. But now we have a secular government constitution that we have, but it's creeping in Islamicism into our constitution. Parts of our country are operating Sharia jurisprudence. And then that was okay if it was customary, where they are doing it in Kano or whatever. If you and your wife having a fight, you go there and you resolve it. But the jurists, though, permeated into the larger society. Because there were judges then, maybe a decade ago, they've now gone over those who were jurists in their courtroom as Sharia judges. They're now in our Supreme Court and all over the place, and nobody can get justice unless you are one of them. Economically, they pick who is the winner and the loser in economics. When it comes to our leaders, when we have an election, if you are not from there, first of all, they turn off the divas and say, go to court. They would never let somebody else be in charge of that INEC, or be in charge of immigration, or be in charge of so many things. Now, granted, there's been variance with Tinubu's administration. It's the first time you're going to have a non-northerner become EFCC chairman. The first time you're going to have a non-Islamic be EFCC chairman. So when you look at somebody, like yesterday, I was telling Mr. Elvis early in the morning, I said, look, if you look at the background of the INEC chairman, Mr. Mahmoud, what was his antecedent? He's a professor in guerrilla asymmetric warfare. He's not listening to the people. He's not obeying the Constitution. He's turning off beavers. He's announcing results at other hours. He doesn't make himself available to be questioned. The people are sovereign. So now, from my analogy earlier, when you see a Bigfoot, a trunk, and all that stuff, you know you have an elephant. We're not kids, we have to be honest. We have all our people who are supposed to fight for us in custody. But shorting of that beavers is where I draw the line. There'll be consequences for that. I will have to tell the truth. I will have to offend some people because of that. I want that beavers turned back on. I want people prosecuted for that activity. In those oil fields, I want those oil fields back into Nigerian hands, because that's 95% of our economic activity. Are we kids? We are Chris. Each one of these things is monumental. The jurisprudence is, we don't have do you know what it is to live in a country where the courts is co-opt, where we don't have justice? So you're going to go pick up somebody like Dele Farrow to me. All these things are related. So we do have to have those oil fields back, either to the people who own it there locally, or back into the Nigerian coffers, all of it. Now, the first post that I made, I don't know if you could see it, it's still there, talks about who even controls those things. It's not like they're controlled even by our local people there. The government, such as the United States, control those. Is when you piss off just one of those companies who are taking that resources and giving peanuts to these northerners, they will do a regime change instantly. That's why we need all of us to fight. But we have to be honest with ourselves. Coming here to tell the truth about Wike, or tell the truth about Emefiele, or tell the truth about one or two politicians in Edo State, it's not really telling the truth. It's an insignificant truth. Telling the truth is what is going to be fair, balanced, return us back a constitutional authority, return our judiciary back to the jurisprudence according to our constitution. That is telling the truth. Telling the not. Yeah. All right, thank you. I'll leave it at that for now. But so we should schedule the debate, maybe giving an advance notice to. There are people, maybe such as yourself, who would have a pushback, not in the ideology itself, but in how far the language goes in demanding proof, right? And that is why we love this platform. That's why we cherish people like you. You're not saying don't tell the truth. You're saying it has to be done fairly. You have to show where you're getting this, what is the source, what is this,
Exactly.
and yeah. So that's why we should schedule it. But let's begin to, when you're a babe, you drink milk. But when you were an adult, then you eat beef and you eat eba, right? Let's now begin to we go from babe, like we were in 2023, 2022. Let's now begin to eat some meat, some eba, some whatever is your favorite yam, pounded yam with nice egusi soup.
Stash and baga.
Exactly. So let's eat meal like men. Let's tell the truth on things that matter, that will resolve the smaller ones. Thank you very much for the courtesy.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Gaffe.
Mr. Pansat, thank you. Mr. Najawaj, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you all. Mr. Jonathan, you told me earlier on that if Arsenal lose, I feel not we come back to the platform. I want to let you know say we win 3-0. So yes, I'm happy. I will sleep like a baby tonight. Yes, we beat Monaco in the Champions League.
Hey, congratulations, Mr. Elvis. You deserve
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Elvis,
Yes,
what do you
so,
ask in a play? What do you ask in a play?
3-0. Saka scored two goals.
Now you see him. Now the picking where we lost with that. See him.
Yes. Because of corruption. Because of corruption. We lost that. We lost it to England.
How many
Yes,
of them full everywhere? Yeah, people.
Yes.
Now God go judge you now.
Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Man City lost 2-0 to Juventus. Yes, but meanwhile, let's move on. Now God bless you. Now, thank you very much, Mr. Pansat. I saw the link you sent. Unfortunately, we don't have right to play that video. So, but that's fine. If for illustrative purposes, it's good. It's good like that. I appreciate you all, my people. Thank you very much, Oga Chris. Yes, Oga Chris, you guys have the platform again. If we can have a final submission so that we can round up on time today, okay,
Yeah.
that would be nice. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Nanjawaj. We actually had the final submission, but there was something Oga Pansat said, so I just had to give him the opportunity again to kind of expatiate. And they're talking about expanding or making his points clearer, so that we can have a fair balance. Mr. Pansat, I don't know if you are still there. I just have one or two questions for you. Okay, I can
Yes,
see
I
you
am.
are still there.
Yes,
Yeah, Mr. Pansat, it's very instructive that you gave two examples. You used the oil as the basis, the ownership of the oil as the basis of your, to give a fulcrum to whatever you talked about. And also you talked about the Buhari's administration and the Tinubu's Muslim ticket, MUMU. Now, do you think there is a role that people from the South are playing in this whole um, problem that we found ourselves? For example, when Buhari was coming to power, it would take a certain Rotimi Amechi to, muster the resources, the oil resources from his state to go and support the APC. And the same thing happened 8 years later. Wike repeated the same thing. We all saw the role that Wike played in that election. Imagine if only Rivers State results was allowed, only Rivers State. I'm sure it would have changed everything. Just Rivers and maybe Plateau State, Lagos as well. It would have changed everything. But Wike played a very crucial role. This is talking about the two the two governors from the rich oil producing states. So, do you think we have a role to play also, people from the south? Is it just blame the north, or our politicians from the south? They are not shrewd enough. They don't have that tactics. They are not shrewd, as in shrewd in every sense of the word. Do you think that?
Yeah, sorry about that. Had problem clicking over. That's a very, very key point. But events, Chris, have made that mute because if you notice, it really didn't matter. Even the election, if you go to the IREV, you will see that P2B actually was still winning, or probably still winning River State. So what we have to look at is what is the you have to look all the way to the end. What is, are they capable, and what were they trying to do? Even if Peter Obi won River State, they were still gonna shut that thing down and give that verdict to whoever they wanted. And then you go to courts, and courts would disgrace our luminaries, our lawyers, who we know from the past that they're great lawyers. They were disgraced out of court. You have one justice condescendingly tossing out their evidence. Within that speck of moment, you will notice the terrorism that you see in a Boko Haram. You will see in the case of INEC that 4 o'clock in the morning, when he came to announce the result, he did it. It's like terrorism. It shocks the system. So no, yes, if we have saboteurs and wicked politicians who are corrupt over there in the South, yes, accomplishes, people who are in it, who, by the way, would not be the way they are if they know that they will have a chance. See, a lot of these people give up. They come in there, somebody like that you mentioned, not Wike, but Amechi. That is somebody who probably will be a good politician for the entire country, but he went there and he's found out that we're losers. There's nothing we can do in the South. People like, believe it or not, when I mention FFK, these are strong men who give up and know that, first of all, Nigerians don't care what happens to you when you go to fight for them. So at some point, they stop telling the truth and they go over the other side. Some people like Showore have not done it because they don't have that kind of fiber in them. So they go through everything. They kill his brother. They do, no matter what they do to him, he keeps fighting. But most people will give up and then go over the other side, right? So that's what I want to tell you is, if you look at the way it's methodical. They've killed the agriculture in our country. Right? Use terrorism, scare away the food basket from on that side. They methodically go and they bring in a culture of plunder. They're emboldened to bring in a culture of plunder in our country. They make debt as a way of life for our country. They're taking it over slow by. Public finance goes to hell. There's no social. We don't have classrooms equipped with laboratories. People back in school. That's not the way Nigeria used to be. They have deep cuts in social spending, right? Then they cause social distress that leads to people jackbuying, migration, right? So it's methodically following the book. So then they control the narrative, which is where we are today. It may not be pretty for me to say, but they're doing. I'm only saying they're doing it. They turned off the beavers in front of us who spent 400 billion naira. Everybody fought very hard to pass the Electoral Act of 2022. A lot of our lawyers, I remember Mr. Guinness, for example, from the Cross River area, right? And he came and he vouched, and I believed him. And then Buhari reluctantly signed that bill. And then for somebody to come out there and shut off the beavers and still remain the INEC chairman. And then all you do is you come in out of all those characters during that last administration. The only scapegoat for them is Emefiele. And he's held incommunicado. And we just don't do anything, no matter what they do. And you want me to be talking nice while they're doing something? I haven't even done anything. I'm only talking. So to answer your question is that, yes, we do have Southerners who are part of this cabal, but they don't have any ideology behind them. you've never seen any Christian go occupying any forests anywhere, trying to expand and expand their tenets of the religion. We don't have that problem. If we had, I would say it. So there's no moral equivalence. So the way I'm couching it is secularism, because we also have good Northerners. We also have good Muslims. But in the North, they're in the minority. They can't even say anything. So we have to now get serious. That's what I'm saying. I want you to see it from the light of, I'm not criticizing the tenets of a religion. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. What I'm criticizing is the political wing of it and the effect it has on our country. I want the oil fields taken back by the government or given to the people who own those things. And no matter who it is, that we have to, that is our only source of income. If Nigeria then develops a mixed economy to where you have money coming in from manufacturing this, you got money coming in from this art, you have this money coming in from all kinds of activity, it's a mixed economy, then fine. But we can have old men who cannot go to the doctor, we don't have hospitals, we don't have students, we don't have people in schools, and you're practicing laissez-faire economics, and but then 90-something% of that stuff is in the hands of one people. That would be unacceptable. That is unacceptable to me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pansat. I think from what I gather from what you've submitted now, this is why it's very important we allow people to kind of give life to any statement they've made. Now, you've made a very crucial point, and I've never, ever thought of it like this. Essentially, if I understand, and please confirm, your answer is this. In the South, even if you have people that are, involved in things like this, they are doing it at individual level. But in the North, it's like a group or collective resolve to do XYZ. Is that correct, Mr. Pansat?
Yes, sir. That is part of what I said.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Pansat. Well, like you said, we're going to have another time to, kind of broaden this topic some other time, maybe when we have other people that have various different opinion, so that the discussion can be very well balanced. And like Mr. Anjawach has said, maybe we'll make today.
Sorry if I can just kind of interject a little bit now.
Yes. Yeah.
I listened vividly, and I am not quite in total agreement with my brother Pansat concerning some of the issues that were raised. Can I just say something on this?
I have to mention the part you are not in agreement with quickly.
Yeah, okay.
Alexo.
I think, yeah, can you hear me? It's like my line is breaking. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So, like I was saying, I think if that's what I understood from his analogies, most times I will not quite agree on the part that it is our source of income as a nation, our source of revenue, that is really how it is being derived and how it is being shared. That is really our problem. On that area, that's where I would say a little bit diversion. I quite agree on the part that there's injustice when it comes to that. That the source of the income of the nation comes from a particular part, and where those who are being in power and still who decide over these issues are not even those who where the source is. But when you come to look at it, you mentioned somebody like Amechi, the party played during bringing in of Buhari, and there are lots and lots and lots of them. My brother, it is a fact that even those in position in the South that have the power they have the resources, they even oppress their own people without the influence of the North. They still oppress their people without the influence of the North. We know that there's something powerful about the North that they've been using. But our own people that have the opportunity, they have been oppressing their own people. So we should not completely rule that out. Our own state, Edo State, we all knew what happened for 8 years. What has that got to really do with the source of, were we not giving our share? But what happened? Did it get to our people? No. A lot of these governors who are from the South, they are even the most criminal ones. Let's be realistic. So each time we are kind of seeing it in a holistic way, we should also think that it is not just always blaming this part of the country. Let us look within us and see if our people they really mean well for us. Was it not somebody that came from Anambra State that was fighting Peter Obi? Is it not a sixth person? So it's not, that's not to do with the North. Most times, our people are just being wicked and corrupt. We should face that fact. I tell you, when all the resources are taken away from the North and still given to us, we will still get the same result because of the type of people we have that are in position in the South. That's my take. You know, that's where I was trying to have a diversion from his submission. That's what I really wanted to get out of me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. So, Mr. Pansat, you respond in a moment. Mr. Alex, so that was also the balance I was trying to create when I asked that question. But if you look at the response on a broader perspective, now, the issue is that, you know, when we are having discussions like this, we really have to separate what we are talking about. For me, is it true that there are saboteurs amongst ourselves? Yes, it is true. But the issue is this: is there any deliberate move by people from the South, politicians from the South, to take over the nation? That's the politicians, they are making deliberate move, all of them holding meetings, trying to do everything possible to ensure that it's only the South that's in power. I think there's nothing like that. But is there a move like that from the North? Yes, there is a move. Remember, in 2019, when it was the turn of the North, the PDP, they didn't even feed any person from the South. Nobody contested our primaries with Atiku. Nobody at all. It was Atiku they presented, and the rest, like they say, is history. But whenever it is time, just imagine the audacity after Buhari's 8 years and Ahmed Lawal. If not this Tinubu we are all calling names today, it was Tinubu that said no. Emilokon, it's my turn. We're going to scatter everything. And Tinubu was ready to pull the roof like Samson. Pull the roof, and all of them will all perish under that roof. He was ready to do that. And when they saw that, they have to backtrack. So I think we are looking at two issues. Your submission is quite up. That was the same question I was asking. But, you know, Pansat had to come into, you know, give it a broader perspective, a broader view. And I think I agree with that view. I also agree with your own view. That was why I asked the question in the first place. So, Mr. Pansat, you have 30 seconds to quickly wrap it up.
All right, thank you very much. Like we said, it's a sensitive topic, and we're trying to manage it.
We really have to be balanced.
Exactly. But I'll have to tell my friend, Alex O, that he should avoid engaging in a circular reasoning on the premises itself. If you have to understand that the people you're calling our leaders from the South that are doing XYZ, those are not we didn't pick those people, most of them, to be our leaders. The same corporates we're talking about, for example, you come to Imo State. Do you really think somebody who came in, I don't know if it's third, fourth, or fifth, and was imposed on the people of that state, that's not their leader, and he knows that. Even the person now we have at the federal level, Tinubu, do you think Tinubu is a corporate that rigged that election? He couldn't have rigged the election. You have to really be honest here. When you see a camouflage, concealment, something they made inconspicuous, a mask, a cloak, right? They put somebody to represent them. The person who rigged the election was Mohamed Buhari. He actually was reluctantly had to settle for that. His thing was to fuck Tinubu by bringing in another Northerner, the former Senate president. But the Northern governor said that would be too much. That was, after 8 years, you have to have this thing go to the South. He reluctantly accepted Tinubu. So, but I already know that you do know this. A market woman in Nigeria knows this, that Tinubu is a shroud. It's a paper over of the same people now. He has another boss from France. That's why they're not actually happy with him, because sometimes he's not dancing with them that brought him to the dance. So I am urging you, I said to you that our oil, the percentage is 95%. If you go and look at the economic index, Nigeria is rated as mostly free. We don't have a free economy. So now, by observation, something that you yourself, unless you don't want to talk about it, now that's the difference between you and I. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and let the chips do what they have to do, right? For where may. I'm saying to you, by observation, you go and look at the people who have own the oil fields in the South, who don't care about that environment. They take oil there, they flare the gas, and they sell now with the habit of selling the oil way in advance, which is why somebody like Dangote can't even get the supply, because he's also an agent of this operation. But they sold the oil years in advance. How are we going to take care of our aged parents? How are we going to take care of, how are we going to have our students go to school? Now, if you find gold in Zamfara, then you keep it to yourself. But the oil that's found at the South, then you keep it. And I'm telling you, the economy is religious. And the courts in positions that matter, immigration, security, you name it. Are we babies still? If we're talking about poverty, then we have to look at the cause and effect. Where's the poverty coming from? All I've given you is a shortcut, because this is not the debate yet. The debate has to be structured, and then we have to bring proof, and I will do that. And then we have to tell the truth, because now the only reason why I'm saying this is only salvation we have is to tell ourselves the truth, but then solve it. We don't have to go to war over it. We have to be truthful. We have to handle serious things, not when everybody else is captured and put in the gulag to perpetuate the same system. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pansat. Thank you, everybody that has graced this panel today. Yeah, I think we are leaving early today, so we have 1 minute to round up. Let me use that 1 minute to quickly thank everybody on the comment section. Thank you so much. We appreciate the time you spent with us today. And don't forget, use the like button, the share button, and $sign. Please do this. This is the way you can contribute to emancipating your nation. And thank you so much. I can see Madam Peggy Modi, Madam Ahmed Bright, Abuazi, all of you now well done. Who is there again? I can see Johnson Emmanuel. Johnson, it's been a while, but it's good to have you today. Sendam, always on time. Thank you, Sendam, for always being here. Blessed Lady, thank you so much. We can see all your suggestions, and they are top notch. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who is there again? Michael Okata. Michael, we greet you so much. Peter Enudumembe. Madam Love Maduka, I can see you. Peter, sorry if I missed your name. Orichestra. Good evening to you. It's good to have you on the broadcast. All of una do well. We may not be able to call all your name, but you do know we appreciate you from the depth of our heart. And the people that called in, we want to say thank you so much. And the people that use the dollar sign, we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much from the depth of our heart. And now with Blessed Lady and Henry Gabriel, thank you so much. We appreciate all of you. And all of you that are here on the panel with me, Alexo, Mr. Pansat, Oga Black Panther, Mr. Jonathan, and probably those that have been here that have left that I didn't meet. We thank you all for gracing the show today, and we expect to see you tomorrow. For the first time in a long while, we are saying tomorrow and not later today. That's very good. Thank you all. And then, Mr. Angawosh, thank you so much, and congratulations to you, to Arsenal, and to me, because I'm also an Arsenal fan. Yeah, thank you for giving us this platform for we to continue to air our views, and thank you for the sacrifice you put in this to ensure that this program stays running every single day of the week. Thank you so much. And to bring this to an end, I want to say, Mommy Diaspora, we love you from the depth of our heart. Thank you for all you do. May the good Lord continue to bless you, strengthen you, and grant you all your heart desires far and above your expectations. Thank you so much, Mommy Diaspora. On this note, permit me to call on Mr. Nanjawash to bring the broadcast to a final conclusion. Mr. Nanjawash, good evening, everybody.
Okie dokie. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Chris. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Yes, we'll finish early today now. 4 hours is enough. Tomorrow can be another marathon again. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. You know the feeling when you are going to bed with a lot of happiness. Arsenal winning today is a lot for me. Thank you, my people. I appreciate you, Oga, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Black Panther, Oga Chris, once again. Thank you, Oga Alex O, Mr. Pansat. Thank you. One Love was with us earlier on, and many others that came in, Destiny and many others. Thank you. Those of you that call into the show, thank you very much, Madam Origin, and many others that called in. God bless you now. Thank you so much. I got 2 super chats today from Blessed Lady and Oga Henry Gabriel. Yeah, Henry Gabriel was actually on the panel with us as well. Thank you, my people. I appreciate you all. I'm not taking none of you for granted. Then, our people in the comment section, Mother of all Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you for all that you do. Thank you very much. Madam Iris Finance, thank you very much, I appreciate you. Abu Azi, thank you, sir. I appreciate you always. Thank you very much, Blessed Lady. I can see you right there, Peggy Monday. I can see you as well. Thank you, my wonderful people. We've come to the end of the broadcast. Join us again tomorrow by 7 p.m. Nigeria time so that we can continue from where we stop. I appreciate every one of you. On this platform, we express our anger, our plight. We don't have anything against anybody. Rather, we are expressing, or rather pouring out our frustration for our government to do the right thing. My people are here. Enjoy the content. Take care, my people. Help us to share. Press on the like button before you leave so that our voices can go far as usual. Take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.
Ori ono ya me Jesu